Hi everyone, here I am with the 2022 NEET question paper issued for abroad students. As it has perhaps been known to you, the question paper issued for abroad students was different from that issued for Indian students. Coming to the difficulty level, I must say that the abroad question paper was a little more difficult than Indian question paper. Okay, anyhow, let us continue with our discussion. Look at the first question. The current in an inductor of self-inductance per Henry changes from 4 ampere to 2 ampere in 1 second. The EMF induced in the coil. We have change in current, we have time taken, and self-inductance also has been given to us. Therefore, average induced EMF can be written as minus L delta I divided by delta T. This equation is known to you. Let me substitute the values. Minus L is 4. Okay. Change in current is 2 ampere minus 4 ampere, which is minus 2 ampere. Time taken for that is 1 second. Therefore, the answer turns out to be 8 volt. Right option is 4. Let us go for the second question. The correct statement about the variation of viscosity of fluid with increase in temperature. This question has directly been taken from NCERT. NCERT says you that as the temperature increases, the viscosity of the fluid decreases, fluid not liquid, decreases, and that of the gas increases. Therefore, the right option is viscosity of the liquid decreases. Go for third question. The de Broglie wavelength of thermal electron at 27 degrees Celsius is lambda. When the temperature is increased to 927 degrees Celsius, the de Broglie wavelength will become. What is the de Broglie wavelength of a matter particle? That is h by p. P can be written in terms of kinetic energy as root 2 mk. Electron here will behave just like gas molecules. Okay. Therefore, kinetic energy can be written as 3 by 2 kT. Then, substituting the value of kinetic energy, we get lambda is equal to h divided by root 3 m kT. As the equation tells you, lambda turns out to be inversely proportional to root of absolute temperature. Therefore, lambda dash divided by lambda is equal to root t divided by t dash. T is equal to 27 degrees Celsius. Changing it into Kelvin, 300 Kelvin divided by 927 degrees Celsius. When you change it into Kelvin, 1200. Therefore, the ratio turns out to be 1 by 2. So, lambda dash is equal to lambda by 2. Therefore, the right option is 3. Let us go for the fourth question. Assuming the Earth to be a spheric sphere of uniform density, its acceleration due to gravity acting on a body. See, increases with increasing altitude. That is wrong. As you go up, acceleration due to gravity decreases. That is well-known fact. Increases with increase in depth. No, as you go deep into the earth, acceleration due to gravity decreases as finally at the center of the earth, it becomes 0. Therefore, second option also is wrong. Is independent of mass of the earth? No, it depends on the mass of the earth because the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth is gm by r square. Therefore, it depends on the mass of the earth. Let us look at the fourth one. Is independent of mass of the body? Of course, the acceleration due to gravity does not depend on the mass of the falling body. Therefore, this is the right answer. Okay. Fifth question. A particle of mass 4m kg is at rest split into two particles of mass m and 3m. The ratio of kinetic energy of mass m and 3m would be. See here, the particle was at rest. It splits into two particles. Therefore, both particles must have same momentum in opposite direction. Therefore, let us write the kinetic energy in terms of momentum. When you write kinetic energy in terms of momentum, it is p square divided by 2m. Isn't it? From here, you can write in the given situation, kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass. Therefore, the ratio of kinetic energy, which is k1 by k2, is inverse ratio of mass, which is 3m divided by m. Therefore, this ratio turns out to be 3:1. The right answer is 1. Sixth question. During simple harmonic motion of the body, the energy at extreme position The body executing simple harmonic motion does not have velocity. Therefore, it does not have kinetic energy. Therefore, the whole energy will be in potential in nature. Therefore, purely potential. Let us go for the next question, seventh question. A fluid of density rho is flowing in a pipe of varying cross-section area as shown in the figure. The Bernoulli's equation for the motion becomes, if you take a streamline, sum of three things at any point on the streamline will be constant. What are those three things? These are the pressure energy, which is denoted by P, then kinetic energy per unit volume, which is half rho V square, then potential energy per unit volume, which is rho GH. That turns out to be constant. This is what Bernoulli's equation, isn't it? Therefore, the right answer is 1. Eighth question. The ratio of moment of inertia of two spheres about their diameter and having same mass and the radii in the ratio of 1:2. Let us write the moment of inertia of a sphere. I is equal to 2 by 5 mr square. Both the spheres have same mass. Therefore, you can directly say moment of inertia is directly proportional to square of radius. Therefore, I1 divided by I2 is equal to R1 divided by R2 square. What is R1 by R2? That is 1 divided by 2 square of that, which is 1 divided by 4. Therefore, the ratio is 1:4. Here is the answer, fourth one. Ninth question, assertion reason type. Yes, standing bus suddenly accelerates. If there is no friction between the feet of the passenger and the floor of the bus, the passenger would move back. Reason you see? In the absence of friction, the floor of the bus would slip forward under the feet of the passenger. See here, I have drawn a diagram. Suppose this is the bus and this yellow block is the passenger. Suppose in that way. As the bus suddenly accelerates, it moves back. See here, it moves forward. The bus moves forward. Then what happens to the passenger? In ground frame, passenger does not move. But in the frame of bus, what is happening to the passenger? The passenger with respect to bus is moving back. Therefore, the passenger move back is right answer. With respect to bus, the passenger move back. Okay. What's the reason? As there is no friction, the bus slips forward. Therefore, with respect to bus, the passenger moves backward. Therefore, assertion is right, reason is right, and the reason is the correct explanation for assertion. Third one is the right answer. 10th question. A linearly polarized monochromatic light of intensity 10 lumen is incident on a polarizer. The angle between the direction of polarization of the light and that of the polarizer such that the intensity of output light is 2.5 lumen is. You know, from Malus law, intensity is equal to I0 cos square theta. Here theta is what we want to find. I is given as 2.5, I0 is given as 10, cos square theta is written as cos square theta. From here, you know cos theta turns out to be 1 by 2. Therefore, theta is nothing but 60 degree. Isn't it? 60 degree. Option 1 is right. Going for 11th question. The ratio of radii of two circular coil is 1:2. The ratio of current in the respective coil such that same magnetic moment is produced at the center of the coil. Let us write the equation for magnetic moment of a current carrying coil. Magnetic moment of a current carrying coil is defined as the product of current and area of the coil, isn't it? Therefore, it can be written as I pi r square. Here, magnetic moment of both coil is given to be same. Therefore, I1 R1 square must be equal to I2 R2 square, isn't it? What is given to us? The ratio of radii of the coil is given to us 1:4. We want I1 by I2. I1 by I2 is equal to R2 divided by R1 all square. What is R2 divided by R1? 2 divided by 1. Square of that is 4:1. Therefore, the right option is 4:1. Here is the right option. Okay. 12th question. A gas undergoes an isothermal process. The specific heat capacity of a gas in the process is. For any process, the specific heat capacity is given as delta Q divided by N delta T. Since it is an isothermal process, you know delta T, change in temperature, is equal to 0. As delta T tends to be 0, C approaches to infinity. Isn't it? Therefore, the right option is infinity. 13th question. 2 amplifiers of voltage gain 20 each are cascaded in series. If 0.01 volt of AC input signal is applied across the first amplifier, the output AC signal to the second amplifier in volt is. Here, input signal is given. Voltage input is equal to 0.01. And the current amplification factor is 20, isn't it? Voltage gain, current amplification factor, not a voltage gain, is 20. That means first amplifier makes the input 20 times. Therefore, passing through the first amplifier, the output voltage will be 20 V1. Then second one make it again 20 times. Therefore, final output voltage is 20 times of 20 input Vi. Therefore, let us find it out. Okay. So, output is equal to 20 into 20, 400 times input. That is equal to 400 into 0.01, which is 4. Therefore, the right option is 2. 14th question. A hollow metallic sphere of radius r is given plus q charge to its outer surface. The electric potential at a distance r by 3 from the center of the sphere is. As you know, when charge is given to a sphere, what happens? The entire or the potential at everywhere becomes same. Inside, if you take any point, the point has same potential that on the surface. Therefore, potential equation is this. What is that? K Q divided by R. This is the potential on the surface, which is same as the potential on any point inside. Therefore, this equation is applicable when R is less than or equal to R. Therefore, what is the potential at R by 3? At R by 3, the point has same potential that on the surface. Therefore, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R is the right answer. Here is the right answer. 15th question. The dimension of mutual inductance MR. You know, mutual inductance has same dimension as that of self-inductance because both of them are more or less same physical quantities. Let us find the dimension of self-inductance from this equation. U is equal to half L I square. This is the energy stored in an inductor. You know it. Therefore, inductance, dimension of inductance is equal to dimension of energy divided by dimension of current square. What is that? M L square T raised to minus 2 A raised to minus 2. So, what is the dimension of mutual inductance? Mutual inductance has same dimension as that of self-inductance, which is M L square T raised to minus 2 A raised to minus 2. Is there such an answer? Here is the answer. Isn't it there? Here is the answer. ML square T raised to minus 2 A raised to minus 2. Question number 16. The plot of current I flowing through a metallic conductor versus the applied voltage V across the end of the conductor is. VA graph we need to find. You know, V is equal to R into I. Therefore, this is in the form of Y is equal to mx plus 0. Therefore, the graph must be a straight line passing through origin having positive slope. Therefore, the answer is 1. 17th question. A network of resistance is connected across 10 volt battery with internal resistance of 1 ohm as shown in the circuit diagram. The equivalent resistance of the circuit is. This is simple circuit. We need to find out the equivalent resistance. See here, this 1 ohm, this 2 ohm and this combination are in series. Therefore, equivalent resistance R is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 2 times R1 R2 into R1 plus R2. R1 R2 is 8 divided by R1 plus R2 is 6. Therefore, what we get is R is equal to 3 plus 8 by 3, which is equal to 9 plus 8 all divided by 3. This is equal to 17 divided by 3 O. Here is the answer 1. 18th question. When a body of mass M just begins to slide down, match list 1 with the list 2. We need to find out the normal reaction. Normal reaction is Q here. Therefore, let us match. Normal reaction is Q here. Then we need to find frictional force. Frictional force is R here, isn't it? Frictional force Fs is equal to R. Then weight mg. Mg is acting vertically down. Therefore, S is what mg is. Mg sin theta is the component parallel to inclined plane, which is P. Therefore, mg sin theta is P. This matching is true in the case of option 4. Now, next question. Look. An inductor coil of self-inductance 10 Henry carries a current of 1 ampere. The magnetic field energy stored in the coil is. So, you know, energy stored in an inductor U is equal to half Li square. Let us substitute the value. Half L is 10. I is 1, therefore 1 square, that is equal to 5 joule. Therefore, the option is 4. Next one, the equivalent value of resistance for color code of a given resistor is. From the color code, we need to find out the value of the resistance. You know the mnemonic to do this. What is that? BB Roy, Great Britain, very good wife. Then 2 more colors. What? Gold, silver, and no color. So let us start numbering it from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For gold, the tolerance is 5%. For silver, the tolerance is 10%. For no color, the tolerance is 20%. This much thing is known to you. Therefore, let us see the colors which are given here. Orange. Orange. Here, what is the color? Orange, the number is 3. Then what? Blue. For blue, the number is 6. Then yellow. Yellow, for yellow, the number is 4. Therefore, first 2 colors give first 2 significant figures of the resistance. Okay, therefore, resistance is equal to 3 into 6, 36. Next color gives decimal multiplier, therefore 10 to the power 4. Then next color give you tolerance. Tolerance here, gold. For gold, the tolerance is 5%. Now, what you got is in ohm. Let us write it this way. R is equal to 360 plus or minus 5% kilo ohm. Kilo ohm. Therefore, you need to find out 5% of 360. 5% of 360 is 18. Therefore, the resistance is R is equal to 360 plus or minus 18. Unit is kilo ohm. Kilo ohm. Is there such an answer? Let us see. Here is the answer. Option 4 is the right answer. Let us see 21st question. A concave lens of focal length 25 cm is sandwiched between 2 convex lenses, each of focal length 40 cm. The power diopter of the combination of the lens would be. This is thin lens in contact. So, the focal length are given. Here, this is a concave lens whose focal length is 25. Therefore, let us take it F1. F1 is equal to minus 25. You know, the focal length of concave lens is negative. This is convex lens. Let us say it F2. That is equal to 40 cm. And this also, call it F3. This also is 40 cm. Then, in case of thin lens in contact, you know the formula. 1 by F is equal to 1 by F1 plus 1 by F2 plus 1 by F3. F3. What is actually 1 by F? 1 by F is the power of this combination. Therefore, the power of this combination is equal to 1 by F1. 1 divided by minus 25. But 25 is in centimeter, you have to change it into meter. When you change it into meter, you have to multiply it with the 10 to the power minus 2. When 10 to the power minus 2 goes up, it is 100. Plus, similarly, 40, 1 by 40, you have to write 100 divided by 40 plus 100 divided by 40. So, power is equal to, this turns out to be minus 4. This is 2.5 and next one also is 2.5. Therefore, power of this combination is equal to 1 diopter. The answer is, option is 3. Next question is 22nd question. See here, a beam of light incident vertically on a glass slab of thickness 1 centimeter and a refractive index 1.5. A fraction A is reflected from the front surface while the another fraction B enters the slab and emerges after reflecting from the back surface. The time delay between them is. Here what is given? Let me draw the figure. Here there is a glass slab. See here. And a ray of light incidents normally. A part of it reflects back. A part enters the medium. In the second phase also a part reflects back. Then what happened? From the second phase, the light ray emerges out. The light ray emerges out from the second phase. You need to find out the time delay between these two. That means that is nothing but time in which the light ray travels through the slab. Suppose the velocity of light in this slab is V, thickness of the slab is D, then the time taken is equal to, let us write, time taken is equal to D divided by V. V you know is C by N. Therefore, it can be written as D divided by C by N. By N I can write up. Therefore, ND divided by C. Let me substitute the value. What is N? Refractive index of this material is 1.5. Then what is thickness of this slab? 1 centimeter. That should be changed to meter, 10 to the power minus 2. Velocity of light is 3 into 10 to the power plus 8. Therefore, what you get is 1 by 2, which is 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 10. That can be written as 5 into 10 to the power, here we increase 10 to the power minus 11 second. 5 into 10 to the power minus 11 second is the right answer. Therefore, the option is 4. 23rd question. At some instant, the number of radioactive atom in a sample is N0 and after the time t, the number decreases to N. It is found that the graphical representation of log N versus t along the y-axis and the x-axis respectively is a straight line. Then the slope of this line is. Let us write the equation for this process. You know, number of atom undecayed, number of nuclei undecayed, N is equal to N0 e to the power minus lambda t, where N0 is the initial number of nuclei. Let us take log on both sides. This is ln N is equal to ln N0 minus lambda t. This is in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, where this is c and plus mx. So in place of m, what you see is minus lambda. Therefore, the slope of this graph must be minus lambda. The slope of this line is minus lambda. Here is the answer. 24th question. When the circular scale of a screw gauge completes 2 rotations, it covers 1 millimeter over the pitch scale. The total number of circular scale division is 50. Least count of the screw gauge in meters is equal to. So, least count is equal to pitch divided by number of head scale division. Let us find pitch first. What is pitch? Pitch is distance traveled when head scale makes 1 rotation. See here, in 2 rotation, the head scale travels a distance of 1 millimeter. Therefore, in 1 rotation, it travels a distance of 1 by 2 millimeter. That is 0.5 millimeter. Then let us think about least count. least count is equal to pitch divided by number of head scale division. Pitch is 0.5, number of head scale division is 50. This can be written as 5 divided by 500, which is in millimeter. Don't forget that, which is in millimeter. That's equal to 0.01 millimeter. That is equal to 10 to the power minus 2 millimeter. But what we want the answer to be in meter. Therefore, least count is equal to 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 meters, which is equal to 10 to the power minus 5 meters. Is there such an answer, 10 to the power minus 5? Of course, the answer is 2. Next one, 25th question. A block of mass m is moving with initial velocity u towards a stationary spring of stiffness constant k attached to the wall as shown in the figure. Maximum compression of the spring is, what is the maximum compression? One more information is given here. What is that? The friction between the block and the surface is negligible. Therefore, what happens at the time of maximum compression, the kinetic energy of this block turned out to be the potential energy of the spring. Therefore, half k x square, where x is the maximum compression. Half k x square must be equal to kinetic energy of the block, half mv square. Half can be cancelled from both sides. Therefore, x turns out to be u. Here, velocity is given as u, not v. Let me correct it. Half mu square. Therefore, x is equal to u root m by k. M by k. Is there such an answer? Of course. Here is the answer. U root m by k. 26th question. If lambda x, lambda I, lambda m, lambda y are the wavelength of X-rays, infrarays, microwaves and gamma rays respectively, then out of this gamma ray has the least wavelength. Therefore, lambda of gamma is the least. Then gamma of X-rays. Then what? Lambda of infrared rays. Then wavelength of what? Microwaves. Is there? Here is the right option. 27th question. Let L1, L2 be the orbital angular momentum of an electron in the first and second excited state of hydrogen. See, here it is given about excited state. Don't forget that. First excited state is the second level. Second excited state is the third level. What we want to find out? We want to find out the ratio of angular momentum. You know, angular momentum is an integral multiple of h divided by 2 pi. This is known to you. Therefore, L1 divided by L2 is equal to N1 divided by N2. N1 is nothing but first excited state. First excited state is the second level. N2 is nothing but second excited state. Second excited state is the third level. Therefore, 2:3 is the right answer. Here is the answer. 29th question. A gate is given. What we want to find? The output of the logic gate shown in the equivalent to. We want to find out the output. Okay. Here you know this is a NOR gate. What does a NOR gate do? It add and negate. Therefore, A and B are added and negated when it passes through this gate. A plus B, what it is negated. And you see here, this is a NOR gate whose input terminal is joined. See here, input terminal of a NOR gate is joined and it will act like a NOT gate then. When input terminal of NOR gate or NAND gate is joined, how does it act like? It acts like a NOT gate. Therefore, it again take the complement of what it gets. What does it get? A plus B complement it got. It is again being negated. Therefore, your output is this. What is your output? Y is equal to A plus B complement, complement. Double complement, you know, it gets nullified. Therefore, A plus B. Therefore, it acts like a gate which just add. What is the gate which adds the input? The gate which adds the input is OR gate. Therefore, the right answer is 1. 30th question. A strong magnetic field is applied along the direction of velocity of electron. The electron would move. Okay. Here is a magnetic field. Suppose magnetic field, and what an electron is moving with a certain velocity v in the direction of the field. So what is the force being acted upon it? force on this particle, this electron is Q V cross B. Q is nothing but minus E V cross B. V cross B. Remember that V and B are in the same direction, therefore V cross B is 0. Therefore, the force acting on it, acting on the electron is 0. When the force is 0, the velocity is constant. V remains constant. V remains constant. Therefore, what will happen? Nothing will happen to its velocity. Therefore, it moves along the original path. Therefore, the right option is 2. 31st question. A string is wrapped along the rim of a wheel of moment of inertia 0.10 kg meter square and radius 10 centimeter. If the ring is now pulled by a force 10 Newton, then the wheel starts to rotate about its axis from rest. The angular velocity of the wheel after 2 seconds. To find out the angular velocity, first we need to find angular acceleration. How will we find angular acceleration? Alpha is equal to torque divided by moment of inertia. Torque is nothing but force multiplied by perpendicular distance, which is equal to the radius of the wheel, divided by moment of inertia. Let me substitute. Force is equal to 10 Newton. Radius is equal to 10 centimeter, which is 10 into 10 to the power minus 2. Moment of inertia is equal to 0.10. Therefore, what you get is 10 radian per second square. Then let us find out the angular velocity. Omega is equal to omega 0 plus alpha t. It starts from rest, therefore omega 0 is equal to 0. Alpha we find it out to be 10. Time is given as 2. Therefore the answer is 20 radian per second. Here is the answer. 4. 32nd question. A stone is thrown vertically downward with initial velocity of 10 meters per second from the top of a building. If it reaches the ground with velocity 60 meters per second, then the height of the building is. It is a uniformly accelerated motion. Therefore, we can apply directly this equation. V square minus u square is equal to 2as. Let me write a instead of a, g instead of s, h, which is the height of the building. V, what is V? 60 square divided by 40 square is equal to 2 into 10 into h. Here 10 can be pulled out, therefore it is 10 square minus 6 square. 6 square is 36 minus 4 square 16 is equal to 20h. Therefore what h turns out to be? H is equal to 5 into 20, which is equal to 100 meters. The answer is 100 meter, option 4. 33, question number 33. Rain is falling vertically down with a speed 35 meters per second. Wind start blowing after some time with the speed 12 meters per second in east to west direction. The direction in which boy is standing at the place should hold his umbrella. See, rain is falling down with velocity what? Let me write with velocity 35. After some time, wind started blowing with velocity how much? 12. Therefore, the boy has to hold his umbrella against the resultant velocity of the rain. What is the resultant velocity of the rain? The velocity of the rain plus velocity of the wind. This is the resultant. See, he has to hold his umbrella against the resultant velocity. So, what angle he has to make with the vertical? Let that angle be alpha. If this particular angle is alpha, this particular angle also will be alpha. That is from geometry. So, if you take tan of that angle, let me take tan alpha is equal to opposite side, which is 12, divided by adjacent side, which is 35. Therefore, the angle at which he has to hold his umbrella is tan inverse 12 divided by 35. Therefore, the answer is tan inverse 12 divided by 35 with respect to vertical, means with respect to rain. 3 is the answer. 34. An electromagnetic wave is moving along negative z direction, and at any instant of time at a point, its electric field vector is 3J volt per meter. The corresponding magnetic field at that point and instant will be, You know, magnetic field and electric field are related by this formula. What is that formula? E by B will always be a constant, which is equal to C. From this, you can find B is equal to E by C. E by C. What is the value of E given here? 3. Magnitude of E is 3. C is 3 into 10 to the power 8. Therefore, the answer is 10 to the power minus 8 in magnitude. You have to find out the direction also. How to find out the direction? You know, direction of propagation is equal to what? E, direction of E cross direction of B. Then from this you can write direction of B is equal to C cross E. You can cyclically permutate it. C cross E. Then direction of C, you know, direction of propagation is minus Z, therefore minus K. Direction of E is given as J. Minus is already put like that, then think about K cross J. K cross J is minus I. Therefore, minus of minus plus I. Therefore, how will you write the answer? Magnetic field is equal to its magnitude into its direction, isn't it? Magnitude we got. What is the magnitude? 10 to the power, let me write correctly, 10 to the power minus 8, direction is nothing but I. But here it is given as nano Tesla, therefore it can be written like this, 10 into 10 to the power minus 9I. 10 to the power minus 9 is nano, therefore 10 nano Tesla, direction is what? I. Therefore 10I nano Tesla is the right answer. Here is the answer. 10I nanotesla. 35th question. In a photoelectric experiment, blue light is capable of ejecting photoelectron from a specific metal, while green light is not able to eject photoelectron. Ejection of photoelectron is also possible using the light of color. Let us write VIBGOR. You know that. VIBGOR. As you go to red, what will happen? Wavelength increases. In this direction, what will happen? Wavelength increases. In opposite direction, what will happen? Frequency increases. Then, what color is capable of ejecting electron? Here it is given that what green is not able, blue is able. Blue is capable of ejecting, but green is not capable of ejecting. Therefore, green, yellow, orange, red, all these are not capable. Then what are capable? Blue is capable, violet is capable, indigo is capable. Therefore, violet and indigo are the answers, out of which violet is given here. Therefore, the right option is what? Violet. 36th question, look here. 3 capacitors, each of capacitance 0.3 microfarad are connected in parallel. This combination is connected with another capacitor of capacitance 0.1 microfarad in series. Then the equivalent capacitance of the combination. 3 are connected in parallel. Therefore, the total capacitance is 3 into 0.3, 9. That is connected to 9, not 0.9. That is connected to 0.1. These two are in series. Therefore, 0.9 and 0.1 are in series. Therefore, C equivalent is equal to C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. That means 0.9 into 0.1 divided by sum of this 0.9 plus 0.1. 0.9 plus 0.1 is 1. Therefore, the answer is 0.09 what? Microfarad. Therefore, the right option is 2. Let us go for next one. That is 7th question. A string of length L is fixed at both ends and it is vibrating in second harmonic. Take care of that. It is vibrating in second harmonic. Means it produces 2 loops. Okay. The amplitude of antinode is 2 millimeter. Amplitude of antinode is 2 millimeter. Okay. That means this amplitude is 2 millimeter. The amplitude of a particle at a distance L by 8 from a fixed end is. You know, this is L by 2, this is L by 4. Antinode means L by 4. L by 8 means somewhere here. Therefore, this amplitude at distance L by 8 will be lesser than the amplitude in antinode. What is the amplitude in antinode? 2 nanometer. Sorry, 2 millimeter. Less than 2 millimeter must be the answer. In the option, such an option is only 3. The rest of the options are all greater than 2 millimeter. The amplitude cannot be greater than the amplitude of antinode. Then, in this question, in this option, it is very easy to tell the answer. But if the answer is not given in this fashion, what we will do? Let me do it correctly. In the method of physics, y is equal to what? A sin kx cos omega t. That's the equation of this standing wave. Equation of this wave is this. And what is the amplitude part? Amplitude part is a sin kx. Okay, a is not the amplitude. Amplitude depends on x. At a different x, amplitude is different. Haven't you seen that? Amplitude depends on x. This part is amplitude part. Therefore, to find out the amplitude, let me call it amplitude A0. A0 is equal to what? A sin kx. Kx. A0 is equal to, A is given as 2, maximum amplitude, which is 2. Sin k is 2 pi by lambda into x. What is lambda here? Lambda is equal to the length of the wire here, isn't it? It is very obvious. Each loop is lambda by 2, therefore lambda is equal to L. Lambda is equal to what? L. Therefore, let me put A0 is equal to 2 sin 2 pi by L into x is L by 8. Therefore, what you got is 2 sin pi by 4. That is 2 into 1 by root 2. In such a way that you will get root 2. That's the answer which I have already told you. Question number 38. The circuit represents a full wave bridge rectifier when switch S is open. The output voltage V0 pattern across RL when S is closed. It has been given that this is a bridge rectifier and it behaves like a full wave rectifier when this switch is open. That means there is no role for this diode then. Then what will happen when this switch is closed? That is what is asked. Whether it behaves like a full wave rectifier or half wave rectifier or something else. Let us see. What happens when this end is positive and this end is negative? Of course, the diode will not conduct current because this is in reverse bias then. What path would the current take? The current would take this path because this is in forward bias. Current crosses through resistor, load resistance. Then through this diode because it is in forward bias, and this path would be taken by the current. Let me draw that path using some other color, some color. See here. That path is this. See here. This path, then this, then this, then this, then this, and like this. There is a current through the load resistance. That means there is output. Output is obtained across the resistor because current is flowing through it. There is an output. That means it conducts positive half cycle. There is no doubt. Then what about the negative half cycle? During negative half cycle, this become negative, this become positive. Then you see the diode is in forward bias. Immediately what does the diode do? The diode conducts the current through this path. See, let me draw that path. See, like this. The diode conducts and there will be no current through the resistor. There will be no current through the resistor. No current through this load resistor. That means there is no output voltage across this. So only during half cycle it conducts, or there is a potential difference developed across the diode. During negative half cycle, no potential difference is developed. That means it behaves like a half wave rectifier. What is this graph then? Correct graph is this. Okay. Moving to next question, see here. Gauss's law of magnetism states that the net magnetic flux through any closed surface is zero. That is very obvious. That is what Gauss's law of magnetism. This statement is right. Why it is so? It is so because the magnetic monopole do not exist. You will have always a north pole and south pole occur in pair. Allowing vanishing net magnetic flux through a closed surface. Therefore, whatever the magnetic field lines emerging out of the closed surface must be equal to the magnetic field lines entering the surface. Therefore, this also is correct, and the reason is the correct explanation for assertion also. Both A and R are true, and it is the correct explanation of A. B is the right answer. 3 is the right answer. Next one you see. An AC voltage is given by V is equal to Vm sin omega t is connected to a pure inductor L in circuit, and Im is the peak value of AC current. Instantaneous power applied to inductor. Instantaneous power is V into I. V is given, I we have to find, then multiply. Then we will get a instantaneous power. What is V? V is given as Vm maximum sin omega t. It is applied across an inductor. Therefore, current I is equal to, it has a peak value Im, yes, sin omega t, but current lag by pi by 2, you know, because it is an inductor. What is sin omega t minus pi by 2? That is minus cos omega t, isn't it? Therefore, I is equal to minus Im cos omega t. Then to find out the power, you first have to find out the power. That is V into I. Just to multiply these two. When you multiply, what we will get? Power is equal to multiply, minus stays there, Vm, Im, then sin omega t, then cos omega t. What is sin theta, cos theta? Sin 2 theta by 2. Therefore, power is equal to minus Vm, Im by 2. Then sin 2 theta means sin 2 omega t. Isn't it? Therefore, what is the right option? Right option is 2. Question number 41. The fraction of the original number of radioactive atom that decays during the average lifetime of radioactive substance. Here we need to find out the fraction decayed during the average lifetime. For that, let us first find the fraction undecayed. Fraction of nuclei undecayed, which is n by n0, that is equal to 1 by E, that we know. During the average lifetime, the fraction undecayed is 1 by E. Then think about the fraction decayed. Fraction decayed. How will you find? If you add these two fractions, you must get 1. Therefore, fraction decayed is 1 minus fraction undecayed. That is equal to 1 minus 1 by E. What do you get here? E minus 1 divided by E. Therefore, the right option is 4. Moving to next question. The figure given below shows the displacement and time xt graph of a particle moving along a straight line. What we need to find? The correct statement about the motion of the particle is. It is given that this is a displacement time graph. Let us find its slope. What does slope give you? Slope is equal to, mathematically, dx by dt. You know, dx by dt is the instantaneous velocity. Then think about the slope at different part. Here the slope is constant and positive. Here the slope is 0. Isn't it? Here the slope is greater than 0, which is constant. And here the slope, which is the velocity, is 0. It tells you that up to t0, what does the particle do? The particle moves at constant velocity. After that, what does it do? After that, it stops. Therefore, the right option is 1. 43rd question. Air is pushed carefully into a soap bubble of radius r of doubles its radius. If the surface tension of the soap solution is T, then the work done in the process is. Take care that it is a soap bubble. It is not a drop. It is not a liquid drop. It's soap bubble. Means soap bubble has two surfaces. That must be kept in your mind. You know, the work done by external agent will manifest as change in surface energy. Isn't it? Change in surface energy. How will you find out the change in surface energy? It is T into change in surface area. What is T? T is the surface tension, which is the surface energy per unit area. Therefore, let me multiply T into, what is the change in surface area? That is 4 pi r square, final r, 2r. 2r square is 4r square, minus initial radius, that is r square. But this is the change in surface area of one surface. It's a soap bubble. It has got two surfaces. Therefore, change in surface area to find out, you should multiply it with 2. Okay. Therefore, when you multiply, this is 3, 2, 8, 24. 24 pi r square t. That's what you get. 24 pi r square t. Here is the answer. Next question is a statement type question. Let us read the statement. The magnetic field of circular current loop at very far away point on the axial line varies with the distance like that of a magnetic dipole. Statement 2. The magnetic field due to a magnetic dipole varies inversely with the square of the distance from the center of the axial line. Let us find out the magnetic field at the axial line of a current carrying loop. You know the equation, don't you? It has been given in your NCERT. The magnetic field at axial line is equal to mu 0 I r square divided by 2x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2. Now, given condition shall be applied. What is the given condition? X is much greater than r. See, given condition is this. When what? X is much greater than r square term compared to x square term can be dropped. This term can be dropped. Therefore, what you get? Then you get B is equal to mu 0 I r square divided by 2x cube. Now, I am going to multiply this with 4 pi on the top and bottom. What do I get then? B is equal to mu 0 divided by 4 pi, then I have to multiply by 4 pi also, I into 4 pi r square divided by 2x cube. What do I get then? Mu 0 divided by 4 pi, which is a constant, I is there, then what do you get? 2 pi r square, okay, that is 2 times the area. I can write it like this, 2, let me write it like that, 2 I into a divided by x cube. What is the product of current and area of a circular loop give you? It is nothing but magnetic moment of the loop. Therefore, B is equal to, you can write mu 0 divided by 4 pi 2m by x cube. Exactly, this is the magnetic field of a bar magnet, short bar magnet, isn't it? Magnetic field at the axial line of a short bar magnet. It tells you that this current carrying loop behaves just like a magnetic dipole. Therefore, the first option is correct. See, it tells you the current carrying loop is just like a magnetic dipole when your distance is very big compared to the radius. But think about the second one. Read the second one. The magnetic field due to a magnetic dipole varies inversely with the square of distance. See here. Tells you it varies inversely with the square of distance. No, it varies inversely with the here cube. Square not it is cube, you know. Let me write it neatly here. This is what? Let me write that part once again. This is 2ia divided by x cube. That is nothing but what? 2m by x cube. Therefore, magnetic field of a bar magnet varies inversely as the cube of the distance. Here it is given that square of the distance, which is wrong. Therefore, second statement is wrong. Statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is wrong. First one is the right answer. Now, let us think about 45th question. When a particle with a charge q is thrown with initial velocity v towards another stationary charge plus q, it is repelled back after reaching the nearest distance r from plus q. The closest distance that it can reach if it is thrown with initial velocity 2v. Distance of closest approach concept is known to you. Here it is given that there are two charges. One is q plus q. The another charge is plus small letter q. And this q is thrown with a velocity v from very far away. What does it happen? What happens as it approaches? This charge is being repelled and it reaches to a particular distance and turn around. This distance is given as r. Then what will happen if you double the velocity? To find it out, you must know the relation between this velocity and this r. Let us do it. What is actually happening here? The kinetic energy of the particle is changing into potential energy of the system. Therefore, let us equate them. See, kinetic energy of the particle is half mv square. That must be equal to the potential energy of the system at the distance of closest approach. QQ divided by approaching distance r. From this, it is very obvious that r is inversely proportional to square of velocity. Therefore, you can write r dash divided by r is equal to what? V divided by 2v all square. From here, it is very obvious that r dash is equal to r divided by 4. Is there such an answer? Yeah, it is there here. R divided by 4. 46th question, see, it's very easy question. The determination of value of acceleration due to gravity by a simple pendulum is given by this equation. This equation is familiar to you, I think. The expression for relative error in the value of g, you must find relative error. Okay. So, 4 pi square is a constant, no error is associated with it. But in L, there is an error in measurement. In time period also, there could be an error. Therefore, delta, let us write, delta g divided by g, fractional error, is equal to delta L divided by L plus 2 times t square. Therefore, 2 times delta t divided by t. Is there such an answer? Delta g by d. Oh, here it is. First one is the right answer. Now, let us think about next question, 47th question. A monochromatic light of frequency 500 terahertz. 1 terahertz is 10 to the power 12 hertz. That must be in your mind. 1 tera is 10 to the power 12. Is incident on a slit of young double slit experiment. If the distance between the slit is 0.2 millimeter and screen is placed at a distance 1 meter from the slit, the width of 10 fringes will be 10 fringes together. What is the width? That means you have to find 10 beta here, where beta is the fringe width of one fringe. That is 10 lambda d by d. You know, one fringe has a width of lambda d by d, don't you? Then here lambda is not given. Instead, you have been given frequency. Therefore, let us write lambda in terms of frequency. Therefore, 10, let us write d by d. Then instead of lambda, you can write c divided by f, where f is the frequency. Now we are going to substitute 10, d is 1, isn't it? This d is 0.2 millimeter, 10 to the power minus 3. Then velocity of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by frequency is 500 terahertz. Tera means 10 to the power 12. Okay. Now you can see that this 8, this 3 and this 1 together is 12. Therefore, it gets cancelled. Okay. This much things get cancelled. What you are going to get is 3 divided by 100. So, this answer is nothing but 3 divided by 100, which is equal to 30 divided or 30 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter. Isn't it? 30 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter. 30 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter is 30 millimeter. Millimeter. So, the answer is 30 millimeter. The option is 3. 48th question. Nogu. In a meter bridge experiment, the null point is at a distance of 13 centimeter from A. From this point, null point is at a distance of 30 centimeter. If the resistance 16 is connected parallel to Y, a resistance 16 is connected, the null point is 50, exactly at the midpoint. Okay. The value of resistance Y is, we need to find out value of resistance. In the first situation, you can write this equation. What equation can be written? Look here. You can write x by y is equal to 30 by 70. That is 3 by 7. From here, if you want to eliminate x, you can write x is equal to 3y by 7. Let me write it like that. And from the second situation, you know, balancing length turned out to be at the midpoint of the wire. That means the resistance this side and this side must be equal. Then only the balancing length will be exactly at the midpoint. When did it happen? It happened when a resistance of 16 ohm is connected parallel to Y. It tells you that 16Y, let me use the same color. It tells you that 16Y divided by 16 plus Y must be equal to X. Both the arms should have same resistance because balancing point or balancing length is in the ratio 1:1. X we have already written there. What is X? 3Y by 7. From here, you can cross a Y from both sides. From numerator, Y can be cancelled. So, let us proceed. What you got here? 16 into 3 plus 3Y is equal to 7 into 16. 16 into 3, 16 into 7. When it goes down, the other side, you get this is 4 into 16, isn't it? Therefore, Y is equal to 4 into 16, which is 64 divided by 3. Oh. Therefore, your answer is 64 divided by 3. Option 3 is right. 49th question. The temperature at which RMS velocity of atom in neon gas is equal to the RMS velocity of hydrogen molecule at 15 degrees Celsius is. Both the gas should have same RMS velocity, isn't it? Therefore, let us write the equation for RMS velocity. What is VRMS? VRMS. Don't you know it is under root 3 kT, K is Boltzmann constant, divided by mass number or mass of one molecule. Okay. Now, both the molecules should have same RMS velocity, means T by M must be same for both. T by M must be same for both. What does it mean? T1 by T2 must be equal to M1 by M2. You want T2. T2 is equal to M2 divided by M1 into T1. Let me substitute. What is M2? M2 is equal to 20.2 divided by M1 is 2 and 10 by 15 degrees Celsius corresponding temperature is 288 Kelvin. When you multiply, you get T2 is equal to nearly about 2.9 into 10 to the power 3. What unit? Kelvin. 2.9 into 10 to the power 3. It is not exact value. It is nearly about 2.9 into 10 to the power 3. Here is the value. Last question. Two planets are in a circular orbit of radius r and 4r about a star. At a specific time, the two planets and the star are in a straight line. If the period of the closest planet is t, then the star and the planets will again be in a straight line after the minimum time. We need to find out the minimum time after which these three things comes in a straight line. Okay. Here it has been given that time period of the inner planet is t. The outer planet time period we don't know. Let us take it as t dash. The radius of the inner planet is given as r. The radius of the outer planet is given as 4r. How will you find t dash? Let us first find t dash. But how will we do that? We know square of time period is directly proposed to cube of radius. Therefore, t is directly proposed to r to the power 3/2. T dash divided by t is equal to 4r divided by r to the power 3/2. From this, you can find or you can say that t dash is equal to 8t. So, what will happen after the time 8t? After the time 8t, the outer planets will make one revolution and comes back to its position. The inner planet will make 8 revolution and comes back to its initial position. Therefore, they are in the same straight line after the time 8t. Same straight line after the time 8t. But take care, they will come to the same straight line after the time 8t. But before that, they can be in some other straight line like this before that. Okay. Therefore, the exact answer is not 8t here. Before that, they can be in a straight line. That is what we are going to find. Okay. Suppose the planets are in the same line. After the time t, small letter t, what happened here? The outer planet has undergone an angular displacement theta 2. The inner planet has undergone an angular displacement what? Theta 1, and theta 1 and theta 2 are related. How? Theta 1 is equal to theta 2 plus 2 pi. By this time, what actually happened is the inner planet has made one revolution more than the outer planets. Then theta 1 can be written as what? Omega 1t. T is the time taken for that. Theta 2 can be written as omega 2t. Then there is a 2 pi sitting there plus 2 pi. That omega 1 is 2 pi by t1. T1 is t. Okay. Into t is equal to omega 2 can be written as 2 pi by its time period. Its time period is 8t plus 2 pi. 2 pi can be cancelled from all the time. Therefore, you get t divided by t is equal to 1 divided by 8t plus 1. Bring this side. Oh, t divided by. Here is a t sitting. Small letter t. So, t divided by t minus t divided by 8t is equal to 1. Therefore, t into 7 divided by 8t is equal to 1. Therefore, t is equal to 8t divided by 7. That means after the minimum time 8t divided by 7, which is much less than 8t, the planet can be in a straight line. But that straight line is not the same straight line. Therefore, in this question, there is a problem of clarity. We don't know whether they are asking for a straight line or whether they are asking for the same straight line. If they are asking for the same straight line, the answer is 8t. If they are asking for a straight line, the answer is 8t by 7. But somehow 8t by 7 is not there in the answer. Therefore, let us be satisfied with the answer 8t. Okay. For your satisfaction, I am giving you the key for physics. Here is the key. You can enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Now let me do chemistry part of your question paper. See the question number 1 here. What is the correct order of boiling point of the following compound? You know that in general, for a covalent molecule, greater the molar mass, greater will be the boiling point. No doubt, the highest boiling point goes to bismuthine here because of greater molar mass. Then comes to stibine. Then comes the problem. Ammonia has greater boiling point than arsine and stibine. Arsine and phosphine. Arsine and phosphine possess lower boiling point than ammonia. Can you say why? Because in between ammonia molecule, there is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Please don't forget, even though there is hydrogen bonding, the boiling point of ammonia is lower than bismuthine and stibine. Meanwhile, please don't forget, in group 17 and group 16, the first member possesses the highest boiling point. In group 16, you know, water possesses highest boiling point. Then the lowest go to H2S. Then comes H2SC. Then comes H2TE. Then comes H2PO. Please note, H2O possesses greater boiling point than H2PO. Clear? The same order is observed in group 17. In group 17, the highest go to HF and the lowest go to HCl. No doubt, HBr and HI possess greater boiling point than HCl, but boiling point of HF is greater than HI. You got it. So the highest boiling point is bismuthine, then comes stibine, then comes the third member, ammonia. Third one is goes to ammonia. Clear? Why ammonia has greater boiling point than compared to arsine and phosphine? Because of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. What about question number 52? Here 4.48 liter of oxygen at STP. You know that 4.48 divided by 22.4 gives 0.2. And again, 0.2 into 32 means 6.4. So for A, you can either give first one or you can give third one. I am giving the third one, you know why? Because if you consider the B part of it, that means 12.022 into 10 to the power of 22 divided by 6.011 into 10 to the power of 23. That should also give 0.2. So B can be given with 1. What about 96 gram oxygen? 96 divided by 32 means 3 mole oxygen. 3 mole oxygen will occupy 3 into 22.4 liter, that is 67.2 liter. So I can give A3, B1, A3, B1, C4 and D2. Clear? 88 gram CO2 means 2 mole. Send that 2 into Avogadro number, that will give you the second one. Question number 53. Aldehydes and ketones having at least one alpha hydrogen undergo aldol condensation in presence of dilute alkali as catalyst. You can conclude that statement as correct one. But please don't forget, it is not exactly completely correct. Because alpha hydrogen is there will be aldol formation. Aldol condensation product is obtained if there is 2 alpha hydrogen, that you know. But in general, you can say aldehydes having alpha hydrogen atom undergo aldol condensation, aldehydes or ketones. And what about statement 2? When aldol condensation is carried out between two different aldehydes, it is called cross aldol condensation, no doubt. But ketones do not give this reaction is not correct. If you take propanol and if you take propanol and butane 2-on, you can expect cross aldol product also. So anyway, the second part is wrong. The first part can be taken as correct. Even if there is an alpha hydrogen, there is an aldol reaction. If there are 2 alpha hydrogen, there is a condensation product. You know why? So the correct statement 1 is correct, whereas statement 2 is wrong. 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. So we can take first as the correct one. What about question number 54? You know the radius along the second period. If you consider the second period element like lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, you are not considering neon because for neon van der Waals radius is not available. Only van der Waals radius is available for neon, but we cannot compare van der Waals radius with ionic radius or covalent radius. So we can say we are considering atomic radius here. Lithium is the highest one, has greatest atomic radius. Then come to beryllium. Lithium to beryllium there is a remarkable decrease. Then comes boron. Then comes carbon. You know that along the period atomic radius decreases due to increase in nuclear charge. So greatest goes to lithium, but among them there is lithium is not given. So among the given species boron, carbon, so the highest is expected for boron. So you can C is given, CB, that is boron is linked to first one, is the possible combination. So C1, where is C1? That is given in the fourth option. Now let us consider the other part. A3, A means oxygen. Oxygen can have 66, may be possible because oxygen comes here. So among them, lowest go to oxygen. Among the 4 readings, the lowest is 66. So oxygen is given for 66. So the correct option is the fourth one. Now let me go to question number 55. What about the first one? You know that Wurtz-Fittig reaction. When an alkyl halide treated with aryl halide, you will get alkylated benzene. This is called Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Anyway, this one is not obtained. So that will be incorrect. The second one is Fittig reaction. That is correct. What about third one? Third one is actually the Grignard reagent formation. When it is treated with magnesium metal in dry ether along with alkyl halide, you will get Grignard reagent. What about the fourth one? You know that if sodium metal is added with alcohol, immediate reaction occur to give sodium alkoxide and liberation of hydrogen gas. So this is also wrong. So the correct one is the second one. Now let me go to question number 56. The number of bridging carbonyl group in this is actually, you know it, cobalt 2, isn't it? CO2, CO 8 times, Mn2, CO 10 times respectively. You know that octacarbonyl dicobalt in which there are two bridging ligands. You know there is sigma bond between cobalt to cobalt and there are two bridging carbonyl group and each cobalt contain 3 carbonyl group also. So actually there are two bridging carbonyl group, isn't it? And what about Mn2CO10 times decacarbonyl dimanganese, in which you know there is covalent bond between manganese to manganese and each manganese is surrounded by carbon monoxide. So if you consider the geometry around manganese, you can see an octahedral species. How will you justify the formation of octahedron here? Here there are 4 CO. 4 CO can be in a plane. One CO is over here. The other part will be this one. So each manganese given to 4 carbonyl group. Please don't forget there is no bridging carbonyl. There is no CO group sharing between the two manganese. Clear now? So first one there are two bridging carbonyl, whereas the second one there is no bridging carbonyl. What about question number 57? We know that all alkali metal halides are highly soluble, but among them there are two alkali metal halides are not soluble in water. They are, one is lithium fluoride and other one is cesium iodide. Lithium fluoride is sparingly soluble, that you know, because of very high lattice enthalpy. Why cesium iodide is lower soluble? So low solubility of cesium iodide is due to very low hydration enthalpy. All other alkali metal halides are easily soluble in water. Question number 58. They say calgon. What is calgon? You know, calgon is used for removing hardness. What is this calgon? Calgon is sodium hexametaphosphate. So A is third one. A can be given 3. There is only one combination. What about the other options? Permutate. You know what is permutate? Permutate is hydrated sodium aluminum silicate. Whereas soap, you know, sodium stearate. Washing soda, sodium carbonate. Coming to question number 59. They say for the reaction 2A gives B, rate is Ka square. That is, rate of the reaction is K into concentration of A square. If so, concentration of reactant is doubled. If this is doubled, no doubt rate get increased to 4 times. So what about the first part? Rate of the reaction will be doubled is not correct. So what about the second part? Rate constant will remain unchanged, no doubt. If you change concentration, nothing will happen to the rate constant. However, rate of reaction is directly proportional to the rate constant. You can extend one more part. If concentration of reactant is fixed, rate increases with K, no doubt. The reaction having greater rate constant means they readily occur. The speed of the reaction is very high. So this part can be considered as correct because exactly correct statement is given in the case of D option. You know, rate of reaction will increase 4 times. That is exactly correct. So D is given in 3 and 4. We know that. What about C option? Rate constant will change since rate of reaction and rate constant are directly proportional to reaction. Please don't forget, when the concentration changes, nothing will happen to the rate constant. They say if the concentration of the reactant is doubled, rate constant will change. You know that rate constant is constant as long as temperature is constant. Clearly, Z is wrong. So we can take option B and D may be correct. Option B can be correct only if the concentration of reactant is fixed. Rate of the reaction directly proportional to the rate constant. Or you can say rate is greater for the reaction having greater rate constant. So the probable answer here should be, we can take the correct option in this case is B and D. I hope you got it. You cannot take C and A as the correct answer. What about question number 60? Caprolactam. You know what caprolactam is? That is used for nylon 6 production. You know, in caprolactam, how is this caprolactam obtained? When cyclohexanone is treated with hydroxylamine, you will get an oxime. When an oxime is treated with an acid, it will undergo Beckmann rearrangement. Then that will give you caprolactam. In caprolactam, you can see there are 7 members in the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in this caprolactam species, when it is hydrolyzed, you will get epsilon amino caprolactic acid. That on polymer, you will get nylon 6. Ethylene glycol and benzene 1,4-dicarboxylic acid. 1,4-dicarboxylic acid, you can better call it as terephthalic acid. When terephthalic acid is treated with ethylene glycol, you will get terylene. So, you will get B as fourth one. A third, B4. A third, B4. A third is only for third one, right? So, the remaining part, you know, phenol formaldehyde resin that comes to bakelite, isn't it? Hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid goes to nylon 6,6. Now, let me go to question number 61. Which of the following is correct statement? If you consider group 13 member, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Boron and aluminium show +3 oxidation state only. Gallium and indium can show +1 and +3 also. But you know the stability of +1 oxidation state will increases because of inert pair effect. In group 13 you know that all the elements in the ground state possess NS2 NP1 configuration. During the reaction, this paired s electron is excited to provide 3 unpaired electrons. So, boron and aluminium always show +3 oxidation state because they react only after excitation. But the heavier member of the p block element show high reluctance to unpair this paired s electrons. Because of the high reluctance, it show +1 oxidation state preferably. So, thallium prefer +1, indium also prefer +1, gallium +1 not so preferred, but it prefer +3 oxidation state. What about here? Gallium plus is more stable than indium plus is wrong because indium prefer +1 state than +3. You can say indium and gallium. If you consider these two, indium possesses more inert pair effect. Clear? Indium, no doubt, indium can show +1 and +3 almost equally. Clear? But gallium mainly show +3. In some rare compound, it can show +1 and you know gallium +1 readily disproportionate. And Al plus is more stable. That is absolutely wrong because aluminium always prefer +3 oxidation state. Ga plus is more stable than Al plus. That can be taken as correct because down the group +1 oxidation state stability will increases. Go to question number 62. You are asked to find out the incorrect statement among them. Sorbic acid and propanoic acid are good food preservative. But in your NCERT textbook that is okay. But the correct statement given in your NCERT textbook is sodium salt of sorbic and propanoic acid. Sorbic acid and propanoic acid are good food preservative. Anyway, we can take it as correct option. Antioxidant used in wine. You know that in wine, beer, etc. In the case of wine, beer and all other compounds, SO2 can be used as a food preservative. It's a popular statement. You know it. Antioxidants help in preserving food. What is antioxidant? Help in preserving the food longer, no doubt. You know that the antioxidant BHA, if you add it to butter, its life increases from month to year. That is given in your textbook. BHA, butylated hydroxyanisole, is a very good preservative to preserve butter, you know. So it will increase the shelf life. Antioxidants react with oxygen with a slower rate than food. It's wrong. When antioxidants are added in food, the oxygen readily consume antioxidant and so that oxygen will not disturb the food. Clear? So food is not readily oxidized. Clear now? Here antioxidant act as scavenger for it. So the correct option is option 4. Now coming to question number 63. What is asked? Here asked is relative lowering of vapor pressure. We know that P0 minus P by P0 is equal to mole fraction of solute. What about the solute here? 1 mole sugar is added in 3 mole water. What is the mole fraction of solute? Number of moles of solute divided by total number of moles. Total number of moles is 4. So 1 by 4 is 0.25. Coming to question number 64. The question asked is not a D sugar. You know that what do you mean by D sugar? Capital letter D. Sugar which end in this part, that is, if the terminal part of the sugar is in this way, that is OH is on the right hand side. Please don't forget, if you consider the asymmetric carbon which is far away from the oxidized carbon, which is oxidized carbon in the first one, no doubt aldehyde. So which is the far away carbon? You may say this is the far away carbon, but you know it is not asymmetric. An asymmetric carbon which is away from oxidized carbon is this one. And in that carbon, OH group is on the right hand side. So this is capital letter D. What about the second one? Second one, it is not capital letter D, but it is L series. Because the oxidized carbon is CHO, the carbon, asymmetric carbon away from it is this one, and in this case OH is on the left hand side. So that is goes to L series. What about the other one? In the third option, you know that this is capital letter D, and no doubt fourth one also capital letter D. So L series, L sugar is given in option 2. Clear? Now let me go to question number 65. What is asked here? Correct answer for the option given. So we are given with the pKb value. Greater the or stronger the base, higher will be Kb, you know. Greater the Kb, lower will be the pKb, because pKb means negative log Kb. Clear? So N-methyl methanamine. N-methyl methanamine. What about N-methyl methanamine? No doubt it is a secondary base. Isn't it? Secondary amine. It's a very strong base. Secondary amine is more basic than even primary amine. All aliphatic amines are more basic than ammonia. So in that sense, the first one possesses the highest basic property. What about C and D? C and D, they are aromatic amines. Aromatic amines are much less basic. When NH2 group is linked to benzene ring, what will happen? The lone pair is in resonance. Since this lone pair is in resonance, its basic nature is much less. You know that aromatic amines are much less basic than ammonia, whereas aliphatic amines are much stronger than ammonia. So that aromatic amines are much less basic. What about option C? They say N-methyl aniline. If you consider N-methyl aniline, its basic nature is slightly higher. So the lowest basic property goes to aniline, that is benzenamine. Lowest Kb means highest pKb. Among them, the highest pKb goes to 9.38. So let me take D2. And again, N-methyl methanamine, I told you the most basic. Since it is most basic, it possesses highest Kb, so lowest pKb. So A lowest, A can be given for A4 and D2. Where is the conclusion? A4 and D2. And you can have, there is only one combination, so that will be the correct option. What about the other part? You know, ammonia and N-methyl aniline etc. is considered. You know the benzenamine 9.38, then 9.3 goes to what? 9.3 go to N-methyl aniline. N-methyl aniline, that is C1. C1 is also here. Clear now? Now let me go to question number 66. Question asked is, product of the reaction of phenol and bromine depends on the nature of solvent. You know that that statement is correct. When phenol is treated with bromine water, you will get 2,4,6 tribromophenol. you can get tri-substituted compound. If you take phenol with phenol and bromine in carbon disulfide or carbon tetrachloride or less polar solvent, you can get only mono-substituted, monobrominated phenol. If phenol added with bromine water, you know it is 2,4,6 tribromophenol. So no doubt, as the polarity of the solvent changes, number of substitution will also change. Reaction of phenol with bromine in chloroform gives mono-substituted bromo derivative. Maybe because chloroform, carbon disulfide are less polar, no doubt. And whereas phenol with bromine water yield tri-substituted. So that can also be taken as correct. So both the statement can be considered as a correct statement. So you can go to correct option as third one. Now let me go to question number 67. What is asked here? Work done when 1 mole of gas expands reversibly and isothermally. You know the reversible isothermal work. W equal to minus 2.303 nRT log V2 by V1. And again for an isothermal process P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. So V2 by V1 can be written as P1 by P2 also. Same can be written as minus 2.303 nRT log P1 by P2. Here minus 2.303 into, you got the answer, right? Why? P1 by P2, P1 is 5 atm, P2 is 1. So log P1 by P2 log 5, that is a positive quantity. So negative sign should be in front of it. So the answer is a negative quantity. So the only possible answer is option 4. Clear? If you have time, you can do it. Minus 2.303 into 1 mole. The value of R is 8.314. What about temperature? 300. Log P1 by P2, that is log 5. Log 5 is 0.6990. You can even approximate it as 0.7. Clear? You can do that also. Even without solving it, you can conclude the answer as correct option 4. What about question number 68? Question asked is disproportionation. The question asked is all species exhibit disproportionation. Clearly, you will omit the first option because there is perchlorate species. In perchlorate, the chlorine possesses the highest oxidation state, namely +7. A species, a central atom is already achieved the highest oxidation state. So it cannot undergo further oxidation. A species undergo disproportionation means it can be reduced or get oxidized. But in perchlorate, chlorine is already in the highest oxidation state. So it will not undergo further oxidation. So it will not undergo disproportionation. Same case with the option 3 and option. What about option 4? In option 4 is also perchlorate. So the correct set should be option 2. Clear? And again F2, fluorine will not undergo disproportionation. Now let me go to question number 69. Question number 69 is to match the boiling point. First you will consider the number of carbon. If you consider the number of carbon here, there are 6 carbon atoms. In all other options, there are 5 carbon atoms only. So the highest boiling point goes to the B1. So the highest go to B, that is B4, which is correct one, B4. There are 2 places. Now let us consider the effect of branching. Greater the branching, lower will be the boiling point. So among them, the next higher value goes to A. Can you say why? Because there is no branching. Greater the surface area, greater will be the van der Waals force of attraction and greater will be the boiling point. So among the other, that are 5-membered carbon, the highest go to A and the lowest go to neopentane. So A possesses the next higher value. The next higher value is 309.1. So A given 3. So we can say A given 3, B given 4. So the correct combination can be option 3. Clear now? C1 is given, is also possible, and the lowest go to D2. D2 is correct. Okay. Now let me go to question number 70. Question number 70, you want to find out dispersion medium and dispersed phase. Insecticide spray. You know, insecticides generally liquids, it's sprayed in air. So the medium is air, whereas dispersed particle is liquid. So the medium is gas, dispersed phase is liquid. So I can take A2, where medium is gas, dispersed one is liquid. And again, you know, whipped cream. And in whipped cream, you know, gas dispersed in liquid. So medium is liquid, dispersed phase is gas. So we can say B4. A2, B4. A2, B4, there are two places. Now let us consider the next one. Paint. Nowadays, you know, emulsion paint is there. In general, paint is solid in liquid. Solid dispersed in liquid. So the medium is liquid, dispersed phase is solid. So we can say paint C1. So you can take the correct combination as the first one. You know very well that hair cream is emulsion. Hair creams are generally emulsion. That means liquid dispersed in liquid. Now let me go to question number 71. Question asked is not correct about postulates of kinetic theory of gases. Pressure of the gas is due to the collision of molecules against the walls of the container is the correct postulate. Volume of the gas is due to the large number of molecules of the gas is wrong. If you take 10 molecules in 10 liter vessel, the volume of the gas is 10 liter. If you take large number of gas molecules in a very small volume, the volume means volume of the gas is volume of the container, isn't it? So clearly this statement is wrong and it is not a part of postulates of kinetic theory of gas. While all others, you know, they are all the statements of kinetic theory of gases. Question number 72. Chain length of silicons can be controlled by adding. You know that if you are taking the trialkyl chlorosilicate, that is silicon with a trialkyl group, the growing chain get terminated, because if there is only one chlorine, on hydrolysis this become OH group and growing chain get controlled or stopped by the presence of 3-alkyl group. If there are dialkyl dichlorosilicate, you will get linear silicon polymer. If dialkyl dichlorosilicate is taken and when it is hydrolyzed, you will get a linear silicon polymer. On hydrolysis, Cl become what? Cl become OH and then it will undergo condensation polymerization. This will give rise to a linear polymer. So branched chain can be obtained if there are 3 chlorine. So the first one will result branching of polymer. The second one will never result to what? Polymerization. Instead, this on hydrolysis you will get SiO2 because initially obtained silicic acid will readily undergo decomposition to produce SiO2. Whereas the third one, it will give rise to linear polymer, whereas the fourth one will undergo termination. Clear? Now let me go to question number 73. Question asked is element which exhibit +3 oxidation state only. You know that scandium possesses +3 oxidation state. Among the first transition series, all the elements can show +2 oxidation state with an exception of scandium. Scandium possesses only +3 oxidation state, and you know scandium possesses only one type of oxide, that is Sc2O3. Please don't forget MO type oxide is not produced by scandium. So here scandium show +3 oxidation state only. So A3. And what about the B part? Element which exhibit more number of oxidation state. You know the highest number of oxidation state in the first transition series goes to manganese. It can show +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, +7. Whereas for chromium it is restricted up to +6. And zinc, you know, it show only +2 oxidation state. So A3 is given in 2 places. And B, element which exhibit more number of oxidation state goes to manganese, B1. So clearly the correct answer is 4. What about the other part? Element which is reducing agent in its +2 oxidation state. You know that chromium prefer +3 oxidation state. So chromium +2 is powerful reducing agent because it has a strong tendency to get oxidized. Clear? Now let me go to the next one. Which one of the following statement is true about the structure of carbonate? You know, in your NCERT textbook, they give you the canonical structure of carbonate species. And first one, they say it can be explained by considering sp3 is wrong. You know, in carbonate, carbon possesses sp2 hybridization. Out of CO bond length, 2 are longer is not correct because you know all the bonds are identical because of the resonance. It has 3 sigma bond, 1, 2, 3 is correct, and 3 pi bond is wrong. There is only 1 pi bond. All 3 CO bonds are equal, that is correct, and the bond order is what? 4 by 3. How do you got 4 by 3? The 4 covalent bond, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 covalent bond shared by 3 oxygen atom. So the bond order is really 1.33. Coming to question number 75. The question asked is to about decreasing bond enthalpy. You know that in N2 there is triple bond between 2 nitrogen. So it is expected to possess the highest bond enthalpy. What about O2? You know oxygen total electron is 16. So the bond order is 2. You know very well that if total electron is 14, the bond order is 3. For total electron is 13 or 15, the bond order is 2.5. And if the total electron is 12 or 16, the bond order is 2. And if it is 11 or 17, you can say bond order is 1.5. If it is 10 or 18, the bond order is 1. Whereas if it is 9 or 19, the bond order is 0.5. And if it is 8 or 20, the bond order is 0. So here O2 possesses bond order 2. Whereas O2 minus, the total electron is 17, so the bond order is 1.5. And in the case of O2 2 minus, the total electron is 18, the bond order is 1. So the correct one is N2 greater than O2. Then O2 minus, the lowest go to O2 2 minus. In the case of O2 2 minus, the bond order is 1. Now let me go to question number 76. Ferromagnetic substance become permanent magnet when it is placed in a magnetic field because you know that in ferromagnetic substances the magnetic domains are there, but in general in the absence of external magnetic field the magnetic domain generally form a closed loop, so there is no net magnetic moment. Suppose you are placing it in an external field, external magnetic field, they aligned in a particular way so that it possesses strong net magnetic moment. This idea is conveyed in which option? All the domains get oriented in direction opposite is wrong. It is in the direction of external magnetic field. So the correct answer goes to option 4. Clear? Now let me go to 77. What is asked here? You want to find out Gibbs energy change, delta G naught. We know that delta G naught equal to minus NF E naught cell. And in the first case, what can be N? The cell given is Fe gives Fe2 plus is the anode reaction in the first one. And cathode reaction is Fe3 plus 3E gives Fe. To cancel the complete electron, what will you do? You can multiply the first one with 3. So 3Fe gives 3Fe2 plus 6 electron, and the second equation multiplied by 2, 2Fe3 plus 6 electron gives 2Fe. So that you can write it as what? You can write it as 6 electron get cancelled. The overall cell reaction is 3Fe, that can even be cancelled with 2Fe. Am I right? So that 1Fe plus 2Fe3 plus gives 3Fe2 plus. That will be the overall cell reaction. What is the number of electron get cancelled here? 6. So the N value in the first case is 6. 6 into F into E0 value 0.404. That will be the first case. What about the second case? In the second case, Fe converted into Fe2 plus 2e, whereas Fe3 plus accept an electron to become Fe2 plus. To get electron, to get cancelled this electron, what will you do? You can multiply the second equation by 2 so that 2 electron get cancelled. Am I right? So the n value in the second case is 2. So you can say it is minus 2 into F into 1.211. And what about third one? In the case of third one, the anode reaction is Fe gives Fe3 plus. Fe gives Fe3 plus 3 electron, whereas Fe3 plus accept that electron to become Fe2 plus. To cancel the electron, what will you do? You will multiply the second equation with 3 so that 3 electron get cancelled. So the n value is 3 there. So minus 3 into F into 0.807. So what are the possible combination here? Clearly you can say this one on solving you may get minus 2.424. Minus 2.424 is the answer required. So the correct combination may be given in fourth option. Now let me go to 78. Question asked is the least amount of energy. Please don't forget that when an electron resides in a neutral atom, when electron is added in an atom, the energy of electron is negative. When an electron is considered in the isolated state, its energy is 0. When electron adds to an atom, when an electron resides in an atom, its energy is negative. Clear? So an electron in hydrogen atom, in the ground state, you know, the electron in the hydrogen atom generally reside in 1s, that is in the first shell. Whereas electron in the 2p, energy of electron in 1s is less compared to energy of electron in 2p. So that why? Because it is close to the nucleus. Close to the nucleus means that it possesses very high negative energy. High negative energy means less energy. Greater the nuclear electron attraction, energy of the electron will be less. So least amount of energy is asked. The possible answer is electron in hydrogen atom because it is very close to the nucleus. Whereas the valence electron of the sodium, if you consider, you know that sodium possesses 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. The electron resides in 3s. So that no doubt the nuclear charge is greater, but the distance to the electron is higher. As the distance of the electron from the nucleus increases, what will happen? Its energy tends to 0. That means energy increases. Energy decreases means it possesses high negative value. Alkali metals, though white, impart characteristic color to the flame because you know that when alkali metals are heated in flame, their valence electrons are excited. You may wonder, valence electron means electrons are in the last shell. Then it is excited to higher shell means what? No doubt there is lot of orbits around it. So that according to Bohr concept, there are lot of orbits around it. So it is excited to higher energy level. When these electron returns, it emits light in the visible spectra. So that color is observed. That is, when excited electron return to its original position, the light emitted will be in the visible region. So what is the correct combination here? Excitation and coming back of valence electron to the original level. That is the reason for the color of flame. Clear now? All alkali metal will impart color to the flame, that you know. In alkaline earth metal, beryllium and magnesium will not impart flame color. Coming to question number 80. Question asked is acid catalyzed dehydration. In the first one, the carbocation generated will be primary, and here 3 alpha CH is supporting. What about the third one? Option C, if you consider, there are 6 alpha CH, and no doubt the last one will form stable carbocation and readily it undergo dehydration. So acid catalyzed dehydration, the first step is the formation of carbocation. The highest stable carbocation is generated with tertiary alcohol. So D will readily form dehydrated product. D highest. So you can have three options. And which is the lowest one? No doubt B. Why? It will not generally create carbocation. All the more, the species given is enol, isn't it? It can readily undergo tautomerism. So this species itself is not stable. It will readily tautomerizes to a keto form. Anyway, this will not form dehydrated product. B possesses the lowest. Then, what about the next one? Next order goes to C. Here you can see the carbocation generated possess 6 alpha CH. So, D highest then goes to C. D highest then goes to C and the lowest go to B. Correct option is the second one. Question number 81. What is asked? Correct order of acid strength. You know that this is carboxylic acid group. So it definitely possesses highest acidic nature. Then comes phenol, carbolic acid. Phenol is otherwise called carbolic acid. Carboxylic acid is stronger compared to carbolic acid. We know that alcohols are less acidic than water. So the correct answer is the correct option 3. Go to question number 82. Separation of aniline water. You know that aniline is steam volatile and immiscible with water. So A can be given with 4. Aniline chloroform mixture. You can even supply what distillation. Separation of glycerol from spenduli. Glycerol, you always prefer what? Vacuum distillation or distillation under reduced pressure, because at a very high temperature glycerin will undergo decomposition. So we can give C2. Fortunately, there is only one combination, C2. So A4, B3, C2 and separation of different fraction of crude oil is fractional distillation. Now coming to question number 83. In question number 83, hydrogen bromide is added in presence of benzoyl peroxide. You know the addition is anti-Markovnikov's addition. HBr addition in presence of organic peroxide will give you anti-Markovnikov's addition product. So the product obtained will be 1-bromo-butane. When this is treated with alcoholic KOH is a beta eliminating agent. Beta elimination will result the initial one, that is initial compound, that is you will get buto-1-ene again. Clear? Now let me go to question number 84. What is asked here is molar solubility of barium sulfate in 0.1 molar barium nitrate solution. You know that barium sulfate when added, suppose barium sulfate dissolves to S mole per liter. Just assume that the solubility of barium sulfate is S mole per liter in the solution containing 0.1 molar barium nitrate. You know, barium nitrate will readily soluble in water, so that entire 0.1 mole barium ions and nitrate ions are generated by complete dissolution. Clear? Because barium nitrate is highly soluble salt. So you are getting 0.1 mole barium ion and 0.2 mole nitrate ion already present in the solution, to which you are adding barium sulfate. We know that product of the molar concentrations of the ions in the saturated solution can never exceed its Ksp. The Ksp value given is 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 9. Clear? Barium ion now in the solution is 0.1 plus S. You know, 0.1 from barium nitrate and S from barium sulfate dissolution. But I take 0.1 plus S as 0.1 itself, because the barium ion generated by the dissolution of barium sulfate is too negligible, too small compared to what? Barium ion from barium nitrate. So we can take barium ion concentration as 0.1 itself. Sulfate ion generated in the solution is S mole per liter, because sulfate is produced by the dissolution of barium sulfate only. This product should be equal to 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 9. So what will be S? That will be 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 8. Now let me go to question number 85. Chlorine shows bleaching action. You know, from your NCERT textbook, they say chlorine when dissolved in water in presence of moisture, that will ultimately give you 2HCl and atomic oxygen, nascent oxygen. In the case of nascent oxygen reacts with coloring matter, when colored substance reacts with this oxygen to give what? Colorless species, colorless compound. So bleaching action of bleaching powder, you know very well that due to oxidation. The oxidation is based on the nascent oxygen generated by the action of chlorine with water. Coming to question number 86. Plot of ln k versus 1 by t. You are plotting here ln k with 1 by t. You know that k equal to a into e raised to minus ea by rt, and if you take natural log, ln k equal to ln a minus ea by rt ln e. Ln e is 1, you know. You can compare this with y equal to mx plus c. You take ln k in the y axis and 1 by t in the x axis. The slope of the line should be equal to minus ea by r. So the slope minus ea by r is given as what? Minus ea by r is given as minus 1 into 10 to the power of 4. So what will be ea? ea equal to r into 10 to the power of 4. The value of r is 8.3. So 8.3 into 10 to the power of 4. Now coming to question number 87. Question asks to find out the IUPAC name. You know, keto group possess highest priority. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is hexane, hex 3 in 2 on. Hex 3 in 2 on is given here. So the correct option should be option 2. There is methyl group in the fourth carbon. Lambda m naught for NaCl, HCl and sodium acetate are 126.4, 425.9, 91.05 Siemens cm square per mole. If the conductivity of 0.001028 mole per liter acetic acid solution is 4.95 into 10 to the power of minus 5 C1 per centimeter, find the degree of dissociation of acetic acid solution. What you want to find out is alpha. You know that alpha is equal to molar conductance at a given concentration divided by molar conductance at infinite dilution. To determine the molar conductance at infinite dilution, you can use Coleridge law. To get limiting value of molar conductance of acetic acid, you can add the two so that you will get the molar conductance of acetic acid and NaCl and subtract the conductance of NaCl. So adding the two and subtracting that of NaCl, you will get limiting value of molar conductance of acetic acid at infinite dilution. That means adding 425.9 plus 91.05, you will get 516.95. Am I right? This minus 126.4, you will get 550, that means 390.55. Am I right? This will be the limiting value of molar conductance of acetic acid. Molar conductance at given concentration can be determined based on the formula kappa by C. You know, the unit is given per centimeter, or you can directly use the result 1000 kappa by C, so that you will automatically get the unit in Siemens cm square per mole. So 1000 kappa by C, 1000 into what is conductivity here? 4.95 into 10 to the power of minus 5, and the concentration is 0.001028. Clear? That will, on solving, you will get 1000 you can cancel over here, so that 10 to the power of minus 2. This you can take it as what? 0.1028 into 10 to the power of minus 2, so that you can cancel here. Or 49.5 divided by 1.028 you can write. it can be approximated nearly to 48. Am I right? So what you want to find out is alpha. Alpha is molar conductance at given concentration, that is 48 divided by 390.55. What is the possible answer over here? If you take it as 480, so it should be starting with a 0.1. Am I right? So you can have only one answer starting with 0.1. So the possible answer is option 3. What about question number 89 here? They are considering the reaction A plus B gives C plus D. You write that equation, A plus B gives C plus D. 1 mole each of A and B are taken. 1 mole each of A and B are initially taken, and 0.7 mole of C is formed. At equilibrium, 0.7 mole C is formed. 0.7 mole D should also be produced. So what remaining here is 0.3 mole A and 0.3 mole B. Am I right? For the production of 1 mole C, 1 mole A should be consumed. In order to get 0.7 mole C, 0.7 mole A should be consumed. So the resulting remaining quantity will be 0.3 mole. Now you can directly put for Kc. Kc equal to concentration of C into concentration of D. Fortunately, the volume of the container is 1 liter. Actually, I need not use that data because delta Ng for this reaction being 0, you need not to divide it by volume. Anyway, the volume given here is 1 liter. So Kc is equal to molar concentration of C into molar concentration of D divided by that of A and B. So 49 divided by 9. You know that it should start with 5. Isn't it? See, 5 nines are 45. So there is only one answer starting with 5. Question number 90. When ketone is oxidized, you will get 2 molecules of carboxylic acid. And you know very well that the major product is decided by Popov's rule. Popov's rule says the carbonyl group will resides with lower alkyl group. You can see that either side alkyl group is the same. So you can either cleave over here or you can cleave here. Both are identical. So you need not to go behind Popov's rule. You can simply divide here. You can simply cleave here. While cleaving, this carbon become carboxylic acid and this carbon also become carboxylic acid group. So you will get RCH2COOH. Here also RCOOH. So you will get both RCOOH and RCH2COOH. So the correct answer is option 4. What about question number 91? Monochromatic infrared range finder of power 1 milliwatt. What do you mean by 1 milliwatt? 1 second, 1 millijoule is emitted. Am I right? Watt means joule per second. With wavelength of 1000 nanometer in 0.1 second. They say in 1 second 10 raised to minus 3 joule is emitted. Isn't it? So in 0.1 second, how much joule is emitted? No doubt 10 raised to minus 4 joule is emitted. Clear? We know that E equal to NH nu. For one conda or one photon, E equal to 1 H nu. If there are N conda, E equal to NH nu. So the here energy emitted is 10 raised to minus 4 joule. So 10 raised to minus 4 equal to N into H, you know, 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34. Nu is C by lambda. So that frequency is C by lambda. C is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 divided by lambda here is 1000 nanometer. 1000 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. On solving you will get N. How will you find out N here? You can approximate this. 1000 into 10 to the power of minus 9 is 10 to the power of minus 6. That can be taken over here 10 to the power of 14. This you can cancel here 10 to the power of minus 20. 6.626 into 3 can be approximated as 20. So 10 to the power of minus 4 is equal to N into 20 into 10 to the power of minus 20. Am I right? So what will be N? The N should be equal to 10 to the power of minus 4 divided by 20 into 10 to the power of minus 20. Clear? This can be taken like, this can be written like 10 to the power of what? 16 here. Or you can take 100 into 10 to the power of 14 divided by 20. So 5 into 10 to the power of 14 is the possible answer. Question number 92. In question number 92, nitrobenzene first treated with SN and HCl. You know that it undergo reduction. As a result, you will get aniline. The first process, you will get aniline. Then it is acylated. When aniline is acylated, you will get acetanilide. Aniline on acylation, the product obtained will be acetanilide. Then it is brominated, bromine acetic acid, so that you will get only one bromine attached. You know that this species is an orthopara directive. NHCOCH3 should necessarily orthopara directive because directly linked nitrogen carry lone pair. But NHCOCH3 being so bulky group, ortho position is somewhat protected. So this will direct the incoming group to the para position. So bromine will go and attack the para position of NHCOCH3. So you will get NHCOCH3 over here and the para position of it is occupied with bromine. On hydrolysis, you will get NH2 group back. So para bromo aniline will be the product. Question number 93. Which one of the following is the correct order of spin-only magnetic moment for the given complexes? The three metals given here are cobalt, manganese and iron. You know the atomic number of cobalt is what? 27. 27 means what? 4s2 3d7. Because you know 20 means electron entered in 4s2. Then comes to 4s2 3d7. Here cobalt exists in 2 plus state. Cobalt 2 plus means 4s electron is lost. Now 3d7. In 3d7, how many unpaired electrons are there? No doubt the unpaired electrons in this case is 5 because H2O is a weak ligand. So the 5 electron 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many unpaired electrons are there? There will be 3 unpaired electrons. Clear? Now we are coming to Mn3 plus. Manganese, you know, 4s2 3d5. So Mn3 plus means 3d4. Water being weak ligand, you can see that 4 electrons occupying in this way. So the number of unpaired electrons in this case is 4. Now Fe3 plus. Iron, you know, 4s2 3d6. Fe3 plus actually has 3d5. But there is no 5 unpaired electrons because cyanide is a strong ligand. Therefore, the 5 electrons occupies in T2G level. There is only one unpaired electron in this case. Greater the number of unpaired electron, greater will be the magnetic moment, you know. So the lowest number of unpaired electron is present in iron. So the lowest magnetic moment goes to FeCN6 thrice 3 minus. And no doubt highest go to MnCl6 3 minus. So the correct answer goes to option 4. Coming to question number 94. A student collected sample from 2 water bodies A and B in Metro City. The biochemical oxygen demand for A is 3 ppm while B is 18 ppm. Greater the amount of BOD, larger the value of BOD means what? It is highly polluted. Highly polluted, that means it requires large amount of oxygen to oxidize the waste. So 18 ppm, that means B is highly polluted whereas A is clean water. So A is clean but B is polluted. Greater the value of BOD or COD, greater will be the pollution. Whereas greater the value of DO, greater the quality or lesser will be the pollution. Clear? Question number 95. Question number 95 says lanthanoids, which one is strong oxidant? We know all the lanthanoids, all the 14 lanthanoids prefer plus 3 oxidation state. So cerium 4 plus no doubt is a powerful oxidizing agent because cerium 4 plus has a strong tendency to become cerium plus 3. And again, europium 2 plus is a very powerful reducing agent because europium has very strong tendency to get oxidized. So cerium 4 plus is a powerful oxidizing agent and europium 2 plus is powerful reducing agent. Please don't forget all lanthanoid prefer plus 3 oxidation state. Question number 96. Question asked is, the compound obtained by the addition of water to an alkyne having more than 2 carbon. You know that when water is added, addition of water should require mercuric ion, isn't it? Addition of water across triple bond is difficult than the addition of water against a double bond, you know. Addition of water across triple bond require mercuric ion is an important point. Anyway, only one alkyne can produce aldehyde that you know, that is acetylene. When ethine is hydrated in presence of mercuric ion, you will get acetaldehyde. Actually, that acetaldehyde is obtained by tautomerism. By the addition of water, initially you will get vinyl alcohol. It will readily undergo tautomerism to give acetaldehyde. But if you take any other alkyne other than acetylene, you will get ketone only. Why? Suppose you are taking propyne. When water is added, according to Markovnikov's rule, the negative part of the addendum, that is OH, will go and attach the carbon having lesser number of hydrogen. So the enol obtained is this one. When this enol is tautomerized, you will get a ketone. Only one alkyne that result aldehyde is ethine. But here the question say the alkyne contain more than 2 carbon. So naturally you will get a ketone. Question number 97. The Ellingham diagram provides an idea about feasibility of reaction. No doubt, we know that Ellingham diagram is purely based on thermodynamics. It will predict whether the process is feasible or not, whether it is spontaneous or not. So that statement is correct. Ellingham diagram explains the rate of reduction reaction. Not correct. You know, Ellingham diagram is not a kinetic consideration. It is purely based on thermodynamic consideration. No kinetic consideration is involved in it. So from the Ellingham diagram, nobody will get an idea about the speed of the process, rate of the reaction. So statement 1 is correct, whereas statement 2 is wrong. So the correct option is the first one. Question number 98. The reaction is between ether and hydrogen iodide. You know, the simple generalization is not applicable. What is our simple generalization? When an unsymmetric ether is treated with hydrogen iodide, we know that higher will form alcohol. So based on that, we will write when methoxyethane is treated with hydrogen iodide, we will say the product is ethanol and methyl iodide. Because of simple generalization, higher will form alcohol because the reaction is due to SN2 mechanism. But one among the alkyl group is a tertiary alkyl group or benzylic group. Reaction proceeds through SN1 mechanism. So this simple generalization is not applicable. Here, one among the alkyl group is a tertiary alkyl group. So the tertiary carbocation generated will be very stable. So you will get tertiary alkyl iodide and methanol. So the correct answer is option 3. Clear now? Coming to question number 99. Question asked is to determine final pressure of the mixture. Here, how do you mix? A mixed gas A in 250 ml gas at 300 Kelvin and 1 bar pressure. 500 ml gas B at 2 bar pressure. Both are taken to 1 liter flask. The temperature may be remain same. At 300 Kelvin, that is temperature of both the gas initially and finally will be the same. So it is simply an isothermal mixing. In that case, you know, P1 V1 plus P2 V2 plus etc. equal to final pressure into final volume. So final pressure is P. The final volume in this case is 1 liter. So P1 V1, that is 1 bar into 250 plus P2 V2, that is 2 bar into 500 whole divided by final volume is 1000 ml. This should give you final pressure. So you can say what? 1250 divided by 1000, that is 1.25 bar. Coming to the last question. Which statement among the following is not correct? When conduction band and valence band overlap, a semiconductor is obtained. You know, conduction band and valence band overlap. That means the forbidden energy gap is zero. Isn't it? In that case, that is the speciality of what? Metals or conductors. And in the case of semiconductor, the forbidden energy gap is nearly equal to 1 electron volt. Whereas insulators, you know, that range between 5 to 15 electron volt. So this statement itself is wrong. What about second one? Ferrimagnetism arises due to the alignment of magnetic moments of the domain in the substance parallel and anti-parallel in unequal numbers is correct. There is opposite alignment but in an unequal numbers, so there is a very small net magnetic moment. Replacing some silicon atom by boron atom in crystals of silicon produces p-type semiconductor. That's also correct. You know that silicon is a tetravalent atom, group 14 member. So the valence shell of it contains 4 electrons. I told you it is group 14, so there are 4 electrons in the valence shell. Each silicon surrounded by other 4 silicon atom so that each silicon can complete its octet. So silicon, you know, is a covalent crystal. In its ground state or in the normal state, each silicon can complete its octet by the covalent sharing between the neighboring silicon atom. But when one silicon is replaced with a group 13 member, say boron or gallium, you know that there is 3 electrons in the valence shell. Suppose one of the silicon is replaced by gallium atom. What will happen? Or boron, they are in group 13 member. So that you can have valence electron 3. The 3 electrons in the valence shell now occupies there. As a result, you can expect what? There is 1, 2, 3 electron. There is a vacancy in the valence shell. Lot of positive charged holes develops in valence band so that you will get a p-type semiconductor. So the statement given here is correct. Suppose you are replacing germanium atom by phosphorus atom. Germanium or silicon, both are group 14 member. When it is replaced with phosphorus, you know phosphorus is group 15. So there is 5 electrons in the valence shell. So what happens? The 5th electron will enter in the conduction band. So that you can see there is large number of electrons in the conduction band than the number of electrons in the valence band. So you will get n-type semiconductor. So the wrong statement given is the first one. Thank you.
Hi everyone. We are going to discuss the answer key of the NEET examination. Hope it was very easier for you, I think, but some of the questions were a little bit confusing. But most of the statement based questions as well as match the following was very easy. So let's check it out how the questions was and which are the right choices. So let's start with the first question. So we are going to move to the first question, that is 101. Actually 1 to 100 questions include the physics and chemistry. So let's begin with the 101. So the first question was a match the following questions, that is match list 1 with list 2. So in this match the following, you can see that the first one, citrus. Citrus actually matches with the gymnosperm. You know that citrus is an example for gymnosperm. Okay, so let's check the B1. Adiantum belongs to a pteridophyte. Adiantum, it's walking form. And the third one, C goes to sphagnum, and sphagnum is actually a moss. And the fourth one, Markensia. Markansh is actually liverwort. Every question was in the NCRT. No at all a single question was outside from the NCRT book. So this belongs to the +1 Plant Kingdom chapter. So the right choice goes to A4. The right choice goes to A4. It's 2, B for 1, C for 4, and D for 3. So the right option goes to third one. Is it clear? Next goes to 102. 102 actually belongs to the photosynthesis chapter. The questions was like this. The products of light reaction in photosynthesis are. So there are two close options. ATP and NADPH is very much similar. But the third one, whether it is oxygen and water or it's carbon dioxide, it is a confusing one. So the right choice goes to ATP is the, NADPH is the, and O2 oxygen is the. Actually, these three are the products of light reaction in non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So the right choice goes to number 1. Let's move to the 103. The question belongs to cell cycle, and the question is this. We can see that they are asking that in prophase first of meiosis. Prophase was, you know that it is very longer. Chromosomes starts pairing together, and actually synapsis takes place in the prophase first. They are asking that this stage, synapsis or the synapsis process, takes place at which stage of prophase first. So the right choice goes to, you know that the sequences or the events of prophase 1, leptotene, zygotene. So actually zygotene is the right one. Okay, so zygotene is the right answer of 103. Again, let's move to the 104. It's a statement based question. 104. You can see that identify the correct statement related to antrecium. The question came from the morphology chapter of +1 topic. The first option is given like this. The sterile stamen are called staminodes. Okay, and this is the right statement. Let's move to the B statement. B statement is they are asking that when stamens are attached to the petals, they are called epipetals. That is also a right choice, right statement. Let's move to the C. C is monoadelphous. You can see that monoadelphous condition. Actually, this monoadelphous condition is seen in China rose is actually the right one. Monoadelphous. The filaments are attached singly. So it is the right one. Let's move to the D statement. Polyadelphy. Polyadelphy is seen in pea plant. Actually, this polyadelphy means polyadelphous condition. And this polyadelphous condition can seen only in citrus. So this statement is considered as a wrong one. Let's move to the E version. E statement. Variation in the length of anther and filament seen in mustard. That's the right one. So actually they are asking that the correct statement related to antrecium. The correct statement goes to, you can see that it's A is right one, B is right, C is right, and E is also right. Except from D option, remaining everything is right. So the right choice goes to A, B, C, and E. So the right answer is the second one. The right answer is the second one. Let's move to the next one, 105. Actually, you can view the question not clearly, but actually the last part is somehow missing. I will read it. The question is like this. Which of the following statement about facilitated diffusion is incorrect? They're asking that which is the wrong one. So let's move to the first one. First one, they're saying that special proteins are necessary which help the process of facilitated diffusion. Okay, you can see it's directly from the transport of plants in diffusion topic. Let's check the second one. Porins are involved in this process. You know that porins are special membranous proteins found in the membrane of prokaryotes as well as eukaryotes. So that is also a right one. The third one goes to movement of molecules occurs against a concentration gradient is actually should be needed along. Should be needed as along. So the right choice goes to the third one. Third one is the right one because it is an incorrect statement. Actually, movement of molecules in facilitated diffusion takes place along a concentration gradient. Here it is given as against a concentration gradient. So third one is the right. Let's move to the 106. Actually, the question came from the same chapter, transport in plants. They're asking that phloem sap in plants mainly consists of. Actually, phloem sap means phloem, internal part of phloem. And phloem is the main tissue responsible for the translocation of food. And food means it's actually sucrose. So the main thing involves in the phloem sap is sucrose, and water is the right one. Okay, let's move to the next one, 107. Actually, again, a statement-based question has came. The question goes like this: identify the correct set of statement with regard the properties of humus. So we can see that 5 statements are given. Out of this, we have to select the correct statement. So let's check the first one: highly resistant to microbial action. From the chapter ecosystem, you can see that this statement is right because humus is highly resistant to microbial action. Let's move to the second one. Dark colored amorphous substance. That is also a correct statement. Let's move to the C. C goes to end product of detritus food chain. That is a mistake. Actually, the end product of detritus food chain is minerals. Okay. Any part of this one is minerals, or end product comes mineralization. Detritus comes just before it. So this is a wrong statement. The fourth one, we can see that a reservoir of nutrients, that is also a true statement. Let's move to the E version. Undergoes decomposition very fast. That it's not a correct statement. Actually, humus undergo decomposition very slow. So from this question, we can see that only 3 are the correct one. A is correct, B is correct, D is correct. So we can see that the right choice is the 1. A, B, D are correct version. Let's move to the next question, 108. You can see that it came from the chapter genetics, that is principles of inheritance. The question is like this: select the correct statement with respect to pleiotropism. Pleiotropism, you know that one gene controls numerous characters. This is pleiotropism. Let's go to the first one. A option tells that a gene is said to be pleiotropic if affects more than one trait, more than one character. So this is correct statement. Let's move to the B option. B option, phenylketonuria is an example of pleiotropy. That is also correct one because in pleiotropy, phenylketonuria as well as sickle cell anemia is also an example for pleiotropy. So the B option is also correct. Let's move to the C option. They are telling that a condition where one gene has several alleles is referred to as pleiotropism. Has several alleles. Actually, it's a condition in which one gene has several alleles. That is not a correct statement. That is multiple allelism only. So that is a wrong statement. D option, it tells that a trait is said to be pleiotropic if several genes control it. That is also a wrong statement. Actually, in pleiotropy, one gene controls numerous characters, multiple effect. So D option is also wrong. So they are telling that pleiotropy controls have several genes control a character. Actually, one gene controls several characters. So the right choice goes to only A and B is correct. So we can see that the correct statement goes to number 1, A and B only. Okay, let's move to the next question, 109. The question came from the chapter Plant Growth and Development. The question is like this: the living differentiated cells, that means living cell, undergo differentiation. How? Lost the capacity to divide. So they undergo differentiation. And they're telling that regain the capacity of division under certain condition. So one cell undergo differentiation, lost the capacity to divide. Again, that means regain the ability to divide. So differentiated cells regain the capacity. So the right answer goes to D, differentiation is the right answer. Let's move to 110. 110 question. Again, an assertion based question. In assertion, they are telling that a father will never pass the gene for hemophilia to his sons. Again, a question from Principles of Inheritance. And the assertion is very clear that father will never pass. That's absolutely correct because it is an X-linked, sex-linked, X-linked, came from only from mother. So this statement is true. A reason they are telling that hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive trait. That is a true reason. So answer is both assertion and reason is correct, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. So we can see that option number 3 is the right one. Is it okay? Let's move to the next question. 111. The question again came from molecular basis. They are telling that which one of the following is not a criteria of genetic material. Not a criteria. Wrong statement. Let's take the first one. Should not provide the scope for changes for evolution. A genetic material, actually DNA, should provide changes for evolution. So this statement, this criteria is absolutely wrong. So we can take the first one itself. The answer goes to the first one. Remaining all are correct statements. Actually should be able to process in the form of Mendelian character as the right one. Should be able to generate its replica, it's right. Should be stable chemically and structurally. So remaining 3 options are correct. Only one is wrong. That is the answer. Let's move to the next one. 112. Again from the genetics part. The question is, DNA replication is semi-conservative in nature. That's clear. Was experimentally proved in eukaryotes. Note it, in eukaryotes. Okay. Then the right choice will be Taylor and his colleagues. Is it? Actually, it will be a little bit confused because DNA replication is semi-conservative. Actually, in prokaryotes, it was proved by Meselson and Style. So, the first time when we seeing this question, we were a little bit confused. Then let it as answered as Meselson and Style. But the right choice is Taylor and his colleagues because the question came from proved in eukaryotes. Okay. Let's move to the next one, 113. Again from the molecular basis of inheritance chapter. Again from the genetics. Which one of the following experiments of Frederick Griff resulted in the discovery of bacterial transformation? It was a direct question. In the diagram also, it was given very clearly that when estrine was injected by killing it along with live arstrine into the mice died. And this experiment proved that DNA is the genetic material. So the right answer goes to number 2. Is it clear? Let's move to the 114. Which one of the following comes under evil quartet? Actually, this evil quartet means the destruction of biodiversity. You know that the destruction of biodiversity have four causes. 4 causes. One thing is habitat losses and fragmentation. Second one is overexploitation. Third one is alien species invention. All the 3 statements, all the 3 things are correct. But the 4th one comes as co-extinction. Third one is right. 4th one should be is co-extinction. Okay, that is the 4th one. Reason for biodiversity loss or destruction. But co-extinction is not given in the options anywhere. Mortality is not right. Competition is not right. So actually A is correct, B is correct, C is correct. So the right answer goes to number 3. A, B and C is the right one. Okay, let's move to the 115. Directly from the environmental issues chapter. High dose of UVB radiations causes inflammation of the cornea and thus is called as snow blindness. It was very easier. Okay, snow blindness. Let's move to the question number 116. You can see that given below are two statements. Let's check the statement first. Cellulose is a polymeric polysaccharide. You know that it's very absolutely correct. Cellulose actually it's a polysaccharide. While statement 2 is telling that the building block of cellulose are glucose molecule. That is also a correct one. So you can see that in this question, both the statement are correct. Cellulose is a polysaccharide and the building block of cellulose is actually glucose. So we can see the right answer goes to both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 3 is the right one. Let's move to the 117. 117 from the chapter Plant Growth and Development. Which hormone is used to induce immediate closing of stomata? So the same question or the same thing we can see in the mineral nutrition chapter, Plant Growth and Development, the 1 and 1, only the answer is abscisic acid or ABA. ABA is the hormone responsible for the closing of stomata. Let's move to the 118th one. Again, assertion reason based question. Let's move to the assertion. They're telling that the growth of multicellular organism is due to mitosis. Absolutely correct. The question came from cell cycle and cell division. In the significance of mitosis, it is very clearly given. The reason given is as this: mitosis is also called as equatorial division, right one, and it offers genetic stability. And due to this genetic stability only, multicellular organism can expand, can grow. So both assertion and reason is correct, and reason is the correct explanation. So we can see that the third one is the correct. 3 is the right choice. Again, let's move to 119. Question came from plant anatomy +1 topic. Axillary buds are derived from the activity of. Actually, you can see from the second page of that chapter anatomy, axillary buds are directly derived from the apical meristem. No doubt. Clear. Let's move to 120. 120th question. Question is this: the process of individuals of the same species come into the habitat from elsewhere. They came from another areas. During the time period under consideration is referred to as very simple question. Okay. We all people somehow, somewhere else has came from other areas. That is known as immigration. Okay, 4 is the right one. Let's move to 121. View clearly this question. Okay, you can see that it's a match the following. Came from the chapter genetics, that is principles of inheritance. Let's match it. We can see that the first one is given as hemophilia. Actually, hemophilia is a sex-linked disorder, defect in the blood coagulation. Is it correct? No? Yeah. The B is Down syndrome. So Down syndrome, you can see that Down syndrome is additional copy of chromosome number 21. So A belongs to 2 and B belongs to 4, C and D is still remaining. Okay, so we can see that C is phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria, you can see that this thing, C is the first one. It's actually inborn error of metabolism which lacks an enzyme. Okay, so C goes to 1 is the right one. Again, we can see that D, Klinefelter syndrome, is actually presence of an additional copy X chromosome, that is 44 plus XXY. So D is 3. So the right choice goes to, the answer will be A for 2, B for 4, C for 1, D for 3. So the right one is the first one. The first one. A, the first one is the right choice. Answer goes to the first one. Okay. Let's move to the what's 22nd question. The question came from biotechnology. The question is genetically engineered insulin for human is produced from. Genetically engineered insulin is actually Escherichia coli is the right one. The first genetically engineered insulin, humulin, has been came from the experiment from in Escherichia coli. Let's move to the 123rd question. A removal of apical dominance by decapitation. You know that decapitation means removal of the apical part. And this removal helps in what? Helps in the hedge making. Directly given in the chapter plant growth and development under the hormone auxin. It's actually hedge making. Okay. So let's move to the 124. 124th question. Which of the following process is responsible for the release of nitrogen back into the atmosphere? The question is nitrogen from the soil back into the atmosphere. So this process is known as denitrification. So the right choice goes to number 3. Okay, let's move to 125. The question is, what will be the ploidy of endosperm of a seed produced after crossing tetraploid female plant? Okay, tetraploid female plant with tetraploid male plant. So both male and female is tetraploid. You can see that both are tetraploid. Both male and female are tetraploid. So I take this as male and this as female. Okay. They are asking that ploidy of the endosperm. Normally, endosperm ploidy is triploid. And this case you can see that in the male, endosperm is formed by the fusion of a male gamete with the polar nucleus, isn't it? So in this case, the sperm is diploid. Sperm is diploid, while the polar nucleus is actually tetraploid. If it's diploid, the polar nucleus will be diploid. If it's the plant is tetraploid, the polar nucleus also will be tetraploid. So polar nucleus or secondary nucleus is tetraploid. Okay, so we have to cross between them. So the right choice will be 4n plus 2n is equal to 6n is the right choice. Is it? So the answer will be hexaploid is the right answer. Is it okay? So let's continue with the 126th question. The question is this. Which one of the following structures haploid in its ploidy level? You can see that the first one is primary endosperm as well as endosperm nucleus. Actually, this is triploid. This is triploid. 3n. Again, we can see that the second one is microspore mother cell, and this microspore mother cell is also diploid. The third one, let's move to the third one. Protonema of a mouse. Actually, protonema formed from the spore, and spores are formed by meiosis. So this is haploid. So the right answer goes to 3 is the right answer. Is it okay? Let's move to the 127th question. Select the correct statement related to the activity of co-cambium. The question from anatomy, secondary thickening. The first option is outer cell differentiate into phyloderm. The first one is wrong. Actually, the outer cells differentiate into cork of phylum. So the first one is wrong. The second one, the cork differentiated from co-cambium. That's right. Impervious to water. That's right. Due to the deposition of tannins and resins. That is wrong. Okay. That is wrong. Cutin. The third one, cut the cells only to the outer side. Absolutely wrong. They cut towards outer as well as inner side. Let's move to the last one. The fourth one, cut the cells on the inner side as well as outer side. So the fourth one is the right thing. So we can see that the fourth is the right answer. Okay, let's move to the 128 one. Again, and I match the following. Came from the chapter Respiration Electron Transport Pathway. You study that 5 electron complexes are needed for the formation of ATP during the transport of electrons. Let's check it out. The first one is A goes to ETS, complex 1 is A goes to 3 NADH dehydrogenase. B goes to complex 2. Complex 2 is actually, what is this? Complex 2 is FADH dehydrogenase. So the B goes to 4. Again, move to C. Complex 3, which is complex 3? Complex 3 is cytochrome BC1. So it will be 1. Again goes to D. It is complex 4. Complex 4 is which one? Cytochrome A and A3 and 2 copper centers. So 2. A goes to 3, B matches with 4, C matches with 1 and D matches with 2. So the right choice goes to the fourth one is the right one. Actually, you can does not see it clearly, but the answer is the A matches with 3, B matches with 4, C matches with 1, D matches with 2. Okay, that's clear. Let's move to 129. The question from biodiversity and conservation. We can see that species area relationship as described by the following equation. We have studied the graphical representation, species area relationship, that CY intercept is given. So the right choice will be slope of the line is the right answer. Very easy question directly from the graphical representation. Let's move to the 130th question. Question is this: which of the following physical properties of water responsible for providing high tensile strength, high capillarity, and during the ascent of sap? Again, from transport of plants, we can see that 3 physical properties are important for the transport of water and minerals. That is, its cohesion is the, adhesion is the, and surface tension directly given in the NCERT. So the right choice goes to number 2. 2 is the right answer. Again, 131. Again, from the morphology chapter, we can see the correct, not the correct one, mismatched pair of leaf character. The first one is palmately compound. Example is given as Alstonia. Actually, this Alstonia is walled phyllotaxy, and the right example of palmately compound is silk cotton. That is Bombax. So the first one is mismatched. So the answer goes to the first one. Okay. Again, 132. Which of the following is the correct equation of exponential growth or geometrical growth? You have studied that under exponential growth it is nt is equal to n0 into e raised to rt is the right one. So fourth option is the correct one. Again, 133. Again, assertion reason based question came from biotechnology. The assertion is given as restriction enzyme is a type of endonuclease. Is it correct or wrong? Absolutely correct. Let's move to the reason. You can see that restriction enzymes cuts the 2 strands of DNA, right, at specific positions within the DNA. That is actually recognition sequences, palindromic sequences. That is also a true statement. But we can see that both assertion reason are correct and R is the correct explanation of assertion. So the right answer goes to 3. 3 is the right choice. No doubt. Again, 134. Again, the question, same question from respiration electron transport system. The question is asking like that: which is the mobile electron carrier between complex 3 and 4? No doubt. The question is very direct. Answer is 4. Cytochrome C is the direct one. Let's move to 135. Which of the following plants possess the placentation of ovules born on the central axis? Central axis means central placentation, free central placentation. Take the example for it. Lemon, pea, China rose, everything. You know that only primrose belongs to free central placentation. Is it? Lemon goes to axial placentation. Pea goes to marginal placentation. China rose goes to axial placentation. So primrose is the only answer. Okay. Again 136. Which of the following are not correct regarding decomposition of waste? Okay. So check it very clear from the chapter ecosystem. The first option is given as low temperature inhibits decomposition. That is absolutely correct. Low temperature will inhibit decomposition. Warm and moist. You can see that warm and moist environment favors the decomposition. Correct or wrong? Correct answer. Again goes to the process anaerobic. That decomposition, factors affecting decomposition, that paragraph, the first line is given as decomposition is strictly aerobic. Strictly aerobic. So this one is absolutely wrong. Let's move to the D. If it is lower, if detritus is rich in proteins and carbohydrates, that is correct or wrong. Detritus, if it is carbohydrates, the decomposition will be faster. So this statement is also wrong. Again move to the E option. Detritus is degraded into simpler inorganic. Organic is converted into inorganic by fungus and bacteria. That is also a true option. So A is correct, B is correct, E is correct. A is correct, B is correct, E is correct. But the question is not correct. The question is given as not correct. So C is incorrect as well as the D is incorrect. So the right choice goes to 3 as the right answer. 3 is the right one. Again, let's move to the 137 question. Question from photosynthesis. The question is asked like this. Comparing to C4 and C3 plants, ratio of carbon dioxide fixation. You know it very clearly that C4 plants are photosynthetically more efficient, twice efficient than C3 plants. So the right answer goes to 2:1 ratio. C4 plants twice efficient than C3 plants. So 1 is the right answer. Again goes to 138 one. Which of the following bond is formed as a result of reaction between carboxyl group of one amino acid with amino group of other? CONH bond. They are asking about CONH bond. We know that CONH bond is strictly a peptide bond which connects the amino acids together. It's peptide bond directly from the chapter biomolecules as well as genetics. Again 139. Following crops has been extensively cultivated in carbon dioxide rich atmosphere. That means hot condition, hot temperature, high carbon dioxide concentration. You can see that from the chapter photosynthesis is given clearly under carbon dioxide concentration that some C3 plants can grow faster under greenhouse when the carbon dioxide concentration is higher. And this example is tomato and bell pepper. Tomato and bell pepper directly from the chapter photosynthesis. The example is given. Again another assertion reason based question from 140th question. Assertion is in recombinant DNA technology, non-recombinants can grow on ampicillin as well as tetracycline. It is very clearly given along with the cloning vector that non-recombinants can grow in both the medium. Is it right? So this statement is correct. Let's move to the reason. Reason they are telling that recombinant plasmids contain the foreign DNA. Actually, what is recombinant plasmid? They contain the foreign DNA. They possess the foreign DNA. So that statement is also correct. So we can see that both assertion, reason are correct. But the reason, do you think that it is the correct explanation? Recombinant plasmid contain the foreign DNA or gene of interest. So both are correct, but R is not the correct statement. So we can say that the 4 is the right one. A, assertion, reason is correct. Assertion is correct, but not the correct explanation. Okay, let's move to the 141st one. Let's check it out. Identify the fungi which do not belongs to the other group of fungi. So find the odd one out. So we can see that sac fungi belongs to ascomycetes. Remaining all belongs to basidiomycetes. So only one is in the Ascomyces group, that is sac fungi is the right answer. Let's move to the 42nd one. 42nd, assertion and reason is given. Assertion: the beginning of diplotin stage is recognized by the dissolution of synaptonemal complex. Very clearly it is given that this stage, diplotin stage, is recognized by the dissolution of synaptonemal complex and the formation of chiasmata. So assertion is absolutely right. While the reason is given in oocytes of some vertebrates, the sentence just proceeding to the reason in the NCERT, in the assertion, can last for months or years. The same repeating sentence. But both are correct, but not the correct explanation. Is it? So we can say that the answer goes to both A and assertion and reason are correct. But reason is not the correct explanation. Both are correct. 143. Again, assertion and reason is given. The assertion given that semi-conservative mechanism was proved by Meselson and Stahl. Is it correct? Yeah, it's right. Again, reason is given that Meselson and Stahl use a radioactive isotope nitrogen 15. Absolutely wrong. They does not use radioactive isotope. Instead, they have used heavy isotope, heavy DNA is used. So reason is wrong. While the assertion is right, reason is wrong. So the right choice goes to A is the correct one. A, first option is right. A is correct, assertion is correct, but the reason is not correct. Let's move to the 144th one. You can see this diagram in your NCERT book from the chapter Sexual Reproduction, page number 1, page number 37. 37 page, it is given. Okay, seed of castor. So you have to label it. You can see that A goes to is actually seed coat. B goes to is actually cotyledon. A little bit confusing question. Those who have memory only can answer this question. And C is endosperm, near to the seed coat. And D is you can see in the diagram, it is given as hypocotyle root axis. So the right choice goes to number 1 is the correct one. Okay, so memory is needed very much in this question. Let's move to the 145th question. The thickness of ozone is measured in terms of direct question, directly from the NCERT. It was asked in 2021 NEET examination. Okay, so the answer is very clear. The answer goes to Dobson unit. The thickness of the ozone is measured. Let's move to the 146th one. Which of the following was proved by girdling experiment? Actually, this girdling experiment is given from the chapter Transport in Plants. The last page, the final page, final experiment, which proved that phloem is the tissue which translocate foods. That the right choice goes to responsible for the translocation of food. Direct question. Very easy. 147. Which of the following is not a character of colonchimatous tissue? Colonchimatous. Let's take the first one. They provide mechanical support. Correct. They occur layer below the epidermis in dicot. Correct. They consist of thick corners with cellulose deposition. Correct. And they're usually dead. It's wrong. Actually, colonchima is a dead tissue. Actually, colonchima is a living mechanical tissue. So the right choice is 4. Let's move to 148. Which of the following pair of micronutrients help in the light phase, help in oxygen evolution? That is, splitting of water is associated with the following enzyme. No doubt the answer goes to manganese and chlorine. Mn and Cl have been asked several times in the NEET examination. Let's move to 149. 149. The construction of first recombinant DNA emerged from the possibility of linking. You can see this question or directly taken from the chapter Biotechnology Principles and Process. There you have studied the Cohen and Boyer's experiment, and they took a bacteria as a vector for the construction of first recombinant DNA, and the name of the vector is very clear: typhoid causing bacteria Salmonella typhimurium. Okay, so let's move to the 150th question in botany, that assuming that the fur color of an animal is dark, range of color shade and white. So you know that strictly this question belongs to genetics, and a cross is made between a male with dark fur color and female. Actually 3 genes A, B, C is involved. So as an example for polygenic inheritance. It's an example for polygenic inheritance. And they're asking that what would be the fur color of F1 generation. You can see that the examples of polygenic inheritance is, one is skin color, intelligence of human being, height. Whatever examples we take, if we cross a dominant with a recessive, intermediate will be found. Okay, so this is against the law of dominance by mental. Actually, when we cross a dominant with a recessive, in every case of polygenic inheritance, actually the thing will be intermediate. Okay, so the right choice goes to all intermediate color as the right one. Okay, so that finishes the 150th question in botany. Remaining questions is zoology, that will be discussed right after it. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hello dear friends, how are you? I am the faculty in biology, Xylem Learning App. My subject is zoology. And this time the NEET examination, actually NTA conducted this examination in 2 ways. One in India and one in UAE. There are 2 separate question papers. Now I am going to discuss the test paper of NEET paper of UAE examination. And I am going to discuss, you can see, question number 151 to 200. You know, question number 100 to 200, 101, 101 to 200 is biology section. Totally 100 questions are there. Out of these 100 questions, approximately 50 are coming from botany and the remaining 50 are coming from zoology. But there are some sort of mixing in between the questions. Some zoology section contains some botany questions. Botany section contains some zoology questions. And so some type of mixing is there. No problem. I will discuss it. I will discuss the key and you can analyze your score. Okay. So carefully watch the video. First take the question paper or watch it. You can see the question on the board. 151. Question number 151. Which of the following disorders represents decrease in respiratory surface due to damaged alveolar wall? This question is asked from breathing and exchange of gases. It is due to continuous cigarette smoking. So the answer should be emphysema. 4th option is the right answer. 152. The hormone releasing IUDs among the following are. Many types of IUDs. You learned it in reproductive health. The first one is LNG20. Second one is progestasert. So both B and C are the answers. 4th option is the right answer. Now 153. The term blue revolution is related with. That is related with the term related with the fisheries industry. So the right answer is 4. 4 is the right answer. And 154. Which of the following is or are vegetative propagules? You studied the vegetative reproduction in one chapter in your second year reproduction in organisms. Okay, eyes of potato, it is vegetative. 150, watch 154. Eyes of potato, it is vegetative. Zoospore of Chlamydomonas. Actually, it is asexual, not vegetative. See, rhizome of ginger, yes, it is vegetative. Buds in hydra. Hydra is an animal. It is asexual structure, not vegetative. Bulbil of agave, that is vegetative. So here the answer is 154. A is right. Then A is right, then C is right, E is right. I is of potato, a rhizome of ginger, bulbil of agave. So the answer is second option. 155. In Drosophila, the genes or color of body and color of eyes are situated on. In your genetics chapter, genetics, you can learn it both on sex chromosome, autosome, Y chromosome, X chromosome. 155, the right answer is both the genes are located on X chromosome. 4 is a right option. 156, which of the following is a correct statement? And this question is asked from movements and locomotion. 156, actin and regulatory proteins are located in thin filament. Right, actin contains troponin, tropomyosin, etc. Z-line anchor myosin filament is a false statement. It is anchoring thin filament actin. Sarcoplasmic reticulum storehouse of acetylcholine, false. It is storehouse of calcium. Myosin crossbridge contains calcium binding site. It is also false. The calcium binding site is located on actin. So the right answer 156 is 1. 1 is the right answer. 157. Two statements are given there. Just read it. Statement 1. Membrane bound organelles of endomembrane system coordinate cellular functions. Endomembrane system, you know, the cell, the unit of life. And that topic, you can see this particular paragraph. Same statement in NCERT. The statement 1 is correct. 1 is correct. Statement 2. Mitochondria and chloroplast are not considered as a part of endomembrane system. Statement 2. It is also correct. Also correct. Statement 2 is also correct. You can see it in your NCERT 157. So the statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is correct. Both are correct. So option 3 is the right answer. And 158. With respect to the nucleosome, which of the following statement is incorrect? In your second year genetics molecular basis, you can see the binding of DNA. One nucleosome contains histone octamer and it is covered by, or it is rotated by 200 BP of DNA. So 1. Nucleosome contains 120 BP of DNA helix. False, it is 200. Nucleosomes are seen as beads on string under electron microscope. Correct. DNA is wrapped around a positively charged histone octamer to form nucleosome. Correct. Nucleosome is a repeating unit of chromatin. That is also correct. Here 158 incorrect statement is which one? 1 is a incorrect statement. Statement number 1. 158 1. 159. In a reaction catalyzed by an enzyme, which of the following statement is correct? Biomolecule. Just imagine the chapter biomolecule, the last part of the biomolecule. You can see the enzyme activity. Option number 1. Enzymes decrease the activation energy for formation of transition state. Given in a graph, you can see a graph there in your textbook. It is a correct statement. 159. Statement 1 is correct. Just to see the statement 2. Enzymes make transition from substrate to product more difficult. No. It is more easy, not more difficult. Enzymes increase activation energy. False. It decreases activation energy. Fourth option. Enzyme substrate complex formed during a reaction lasts for very long time. No, it is a short duration period. Enzyme substrate complex. E plus S gives ES complex gives EP complex gives P plus E. You know the enzyme substrate complex is a short duration period, a short lived structure. So the right answer is number 1. 159. Number 1 is the right answer. 160. Which one of the following hormones reduces BP? Antidiuretic hormone, atrial natriuretic factor, aldosterone, angiotensin 2. You know in excretion, aldosterone can increase BP. ADH can increase the BP. Angiotensin 2 can increase the BP. But ANF produced by the heart decreases BP. ANF is atrial natriuretic factor. It is actually produced by your heart. So it can decrease BP. So the right answer is 2. 2 is the right answer. Now 161. Endemism. When you see the biodiversity chapter, second year chapter, the last page contains endemism. What is endemism? A region or species confined to that region, or a region which contains a particular endemic species, a particular species there. So the right answer is 161.3. Species confined to that region. A particular area where a particular species is confined. That is called endemic species or endemism. 162. In a cell, the separation of DNA strand is brought about by the enzyme DNA helicase. Right. Whereas in PCR, polymerase chain reaction, the separation of DNA strand is due to. The separation is due to temperature, but polymerization is by Taq polymerase. What is the function of Taq polymerase? It induces polymerization of new strand. Okay, the separation is initiated by temperature. At a high temperature, the two strands separate. Okay, what is the name? What is the name of this process? Denaturation. Okay, so answer is high temperature. 162, 1 is the right answer. 163. A low frequency recombination indicates that the genes are 163. Located far apart from each other, located close to each other, not linked, present on different chromosomes. This is a question. Low frequency recombination. That means recombination is less. Recombination less means linkage is more. Linkage more means the genes are closely placed. So what is the answer here? 163. 2 is the right answer. Genes are closely placed, so linkage is high, so the percentage of recombination is less. 164. How many Y chromosomes are present in the second polar body in human being? The polar body is produced only during oogenesis in female, not in male. Where is the Y chromosome? Where is the Y chromosome? Y chromosome is present only in male. So in oogenesis, during polar body formation, there is no Y chromosome. So the answer should be second. 0. 0 is the answer. 164. 165. A population with finite resources show logistic growth curve where the correct sequence of events will be. You know the logistic growth curve. It is just like this. This is a graph. Just to take a graph. When you take the graph, it has 3 phases. Mainly 3 phases. Initially, there is a lag, then an acceleration phase or log phase, then a deceleration phase. This is the deceleration phase. Then asymptote phase. Okay, clear. So we can read it. 165. The right answer. Read the fourth option. First lag, then acceleration log, then deceleration, then asymptote, stable state. So the right answer is fourth option. Fourth option. 166. Air bladder is found in osteichthyes, aves, cyclostomata, chondrichthyes. Actually, the air bladder is a structure found in bony fishes. It helps to float in water. The fish can float in water without sinking. That is called buoyancy. The buoyancy is given by air bladder. So the right answer is bony fish. Here the option is 1. Now 167. Which of the following hormones are secreted in women only during pregnancy? Only during pregnancy. Carefully read it. Only during pregnancy. Relaxin, oxytocin, HCG, HPL, progesterone. Oxytocin is produced in all times. Okay, it is also produced in large quantity at the time of parturition, but it is always seen in our body. Progesterone is also found in all times, but relaxin, HCG, HPL, these 3 are found only during pregnancy period. So which one is the right answer? Fourth option, A, C and D. Option 4 is the right answer. A, C and D. 167. 168. The regulation of respiration. In the regulation of respiration, a chemosensitive area adjacent to the rhythm center in medulla region of brain is highly sensitive to. In your breathing system, you know, the breathing is controlled by our medulla oblongata or pons and medulla, this part. This part contains a chemosensitive area. Given in NCERT, same statement. It is highly sensitive to not oxygen, to carbon dioxide. Number 2, carbon dioxide. 168, 2 is correct. 169, herbarium, botanical garden, museum, zoological park and key are considered as. Your first chapter in +1, living world. Last part of the chapter, there is a particular topic, it is called taxonomical aids. So the right answer is 4, taxonomical aids. Now 170, the oocyte of some vertebrates get arrested for years or months in. Which is chapter? Cell the unit of life. And that chapter you can see the meiosis 1. In meiosis 1, prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, etc. So in prophase 1, leptotin, zygotin, packaging, diplotin, diakinesis. When you take the diplotin part, is given in your NCERT. This same statement you can see it. Same statement is given in your NCERT. So the answer is 2, diplotin state 172. 171. Which of the following types of epithelium lines the walls of blood vessel? Ciliated epithelium, squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium. Actually, the answer is the lining of blood vessel, alveoli, Bowman's capsule, etc. lined by squamous epithelium. Okay, so 171, 2 is the right answer. 172. Select the correct sequence of events occurring during prophase 1 of meiosis 1. Some statements are given A, B, C, D, E. You have to arrange it properly in correct order. So 172, we can take it. C first, compaction of chromosome. B, synaptonymal complex formation. Then E, crossing over. Then D, terminalization of chiasmata. Then A, nuclear envelope breakdown. Option 1 is the right answer. Option 1. Okay, that is in correct order. C first, B second, E third, D fourth, A last. Okay, this is a correct answer. 172, 1. Now comes 173. One of the strands of double-stranded DNA has base composition as follows: 50%, 15% adenine, 15% thymine, 40% guanine, 30% cytosine. What will be the percentage of these bases in the complementary strand? This is a question. You just take the opposite. Adenine 15, then thymine also 15. Thymine for 15, then adenine also 15. Just opposite. Guanine, if 40% in one strand, then the opposite strand contains cytosine 40%. If cytosine 30% in one strand, then the opposite contains guanine 30%. Just take opposite. A15 in one strand, then T15 in the opposite strand. If T15 in one strand, then opposite contains A15. If G 40% in one strand, then opposite contains C 40%. If C 30% in one strand, then opposite contains G 30%. So which one is the correct one? 173, 1 is right. A 15%, T 15%, G 30%, C 40%. Okay, that is the right answer. 174. Inadequate supply of oxygen to heart muscles leads to a symptom of acute chest pain. This disorder in the circulatory system is identified as. When you take the last part of your body fluids, there is a disease, coronary artery disease. The block of coronary artery, that artery supplying blood oxygen to the heart muscle, if it is blocked, then what will happen? The heart will not get sufficient oxygen, so we will feel a pain in the chest. That chest pain is called angina pectoris. It is clearly given in your NCERT. So answer is 1. 174. 1 is the right answer. 175. Two statements, assertion and reason are there. assertion. With the help of several omatidia, a cockroach can perceive several images of an object that is mosaic vision. Is correct, because one eye of cockroach contains 2000 omatidia, small eyes. So it cannot see a complete object, it can see a bit of the object, that is called mosaic vision. Right. Reason, mosaic vision gives more sensitive but less resolution is also correct. But it is not a correct explanation of the first. Okay, A is explaining that cockroach has mosaic vision. R is explaining that what is mosaic vision. They are independent statements and R is not the correct explanation of A. So 175, 4 is the right answer. Next, 176. Given below are two statements. Statement 1. Amphibians and reptiles have a 3-chambered heart with 2 atria and a single ventricle and oviparous. Right, you know it. Statement 2. Crocodiles possess a 4-chambered heart with 2 ventricles, 2 atria and viviparous. No, crocodile is oviparous. It is not viviparous. Statement 1 is correct. 2 is wrong. Okay, because crocodile is oviparous. 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. So which one is the right answer? 176. 1 is the right answer. Now comes 177. Which of the following is not an assisted reproductive technology or used by childless couple to have children? ZIFT, zygote intrafallopian tube transfer, IUD, intrauterine device, IVF, in vitro fertilization, IUT, intrauterine transfer. You know, here one is one of the 4 options. One is intrauterine device, that is actually employed for contraception to prevent fertility or to prevent pregnancy. So 2 is the right answer. 177, 2 is the right answer. 178. Immunosuppressants are administered to burn patients or during organ transplantation to suppress. Just remember the microbes in human welfare. Which one is the right answer? 178. You can easily answer it. Cell-mediated immunity is the right answer. Here cyclosporin A. Cyclosporin A can suppress cell-mediated. We have 2 types of immunity. Humoral immunity given in your health and diseases chapter, health and diseases. Humoral immunity, that is antibody-mediated immunity. Okay, it is operating only in blood. Then second one, cell-mediated immunity. This cell-mediated immunity is rejecting transplanted organs. So answer is 4. Okay, now 179. Earwax secreting cells have which type of epithelium? Columnar epithelium, exocrine glandular epithelium, compound epithelium, endocrine glandular epithelium. You know, earwax is produced by a gland with duct. Gland with duct is called exocrine and it belongs to glandular epithelium. So right answer is 179. 2 is the right answer. 2. Is it clear? What is endocrine? Ductless gland. But earwax is produced by gland with the duct. Sweat gland is another example. Tear gland is another example. All these are exocrine. 180. Arrange the following male sex accessory ducts in the correct sequence for the transport of sperms from the testes. Here some organs are given. Epididymis, ejaculatory duct, vasa efferentia, rectus testis, vas deferens, etc. Okay. Arrange them in correct order. 180. Can you arrange it? Yes. Take the third option. First rectus testis. Then C, vas deferens. First rectus testis. Then C, vasa efferentia. Rectus testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis. Then vas deferens, ejaculatory duct. Am I right? Okay. So which one is the right answer? 183 is the right answer. Right. Once again read it. Seminiferous tubule. Then sperm comes in rectus testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct. Right. Correct. So 3 is the right answer. 181. Chylomicrons are digestion and absorption. What are chylomicrons? The fat is absorbed in the form of what is that? Micellus. Micellus means fatty acid plus glycerol covered by bile salt. Okay, so this micellus again covered by protein. It is called a chylomicron. It is absorbed by the lacteal of the villus. So here the right answer is protein coated fat globules. So 181, 3 is the right answer. 182, genetic drift occurs due to genetic drift coming in evolution. This particular question is coming in evolution actually. Natural selection, sudden population migration, continuous gene migration, mutation, Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Watch it. And here this paragraph contains genetic drift, sudden population migration given in your NCERT. 182, 2 is the right answer. Second option. 183, beekeeping helps to improve the yield of following crops except jowar, sunflower, apple, mustard. Here you can see sunflower, apple, mustard. These three are pollinated by honeybee, but jowar is not. So answer is 1 jowar. 183, jowar is the right answer. 184, normal sleep wake up cycle in human body is maintained by the secretion of, the biological clock of the body, that is pineal gland. So answer is 3, pineal gland. It is coming in your chemical coordination and integration. 185, an intestinal hormone that stimulates the pancreas to release watery secretion that is rich in bicarbonate ion. From the pancreas, water and bicarbonate are released with the help of a hormone. That hormone is secreted. But enzymes are regulated by cholecystokinin. Here the answer is 185, secreted. 186, which biological process leads to decrease in fish eating bird population near a water body containing toxicants from industrial drainage? 196. Okay, biomagnification, DDT accumulation. So answer is biomagnification. 186, 4. Next, terrestrial adaptations necessitated for or the production of highly toxic nitrogenous waste like urea and uric acid, lesser toxic nitrogenous waste like urea and uric acid, lesser toxic nitrogenous waste like ammonia and urea, highly toxic nitrogenous waste like ammonia and urea. In terrestrial condition, water availability is less. So the animals will excrete urea and uric acid. They are comparatively less toxic and they need only less amount of water. So answer is option number 2, 187, 2 is the right answer. 188, given below are two statements. Statement 1, pyramid of energy is always upright and is most efficient. In your ecosystem, biological pyramids or ecological pyramids are given there. You can see pyramid of energy is always upright because of the there is a law of 10%, it. Then statement 2 is saying that pyramid of biomass in sea is generally inverted. It is also given there. Okay, so statement 1 and 2 both are correct. 188, option number 3 is the right answer. 189, identify the properties of a good vector used in rDNA technology, recombinant DNA technology or genetic engineering. Statements are there. You can see it. It should have origin of replication supporting high copy number, correct. It should have preferably more than 2 recognition site, false. 1 recognition site. So we can see 189, just watch it. A is right, B is wrong. Then the restriction sites in vector should be in the antibiotic resistant gene. Right statement. It should have a suitable marker gene. That is also correct. It should be easy to isolate and purify. It is also correct. So the wrong statement is B. So 189. The fourth option, A, C, D and E are correct about or properties of a good vector except B. So answer should be 4. 189 4. 190. Select the correct match regarding adaptive radiation of Australian marsupials corresponding to placental mammals. You can check a particular table given in your NCRT, 2 types of animals, placental mammals and marsupials. A figure is there. Numbered not equals to the flying squirrel. It is an anteater. Okay, so this statement is wrong. Comparison is wrong. Tasmanian wolf, bobcat. No, Tasmanian wolf is correctly matched with the normal wolf. Wrong. Marsupial mouse, marsupial mole, both are different. Marsupial mouse is correctly matched with the placental mouse. So this is also wrong. Spotted cuscus is equal to lemur. That is correctly matched in your NCRT. So 4 is the right answer. 194. 191. 2 lists are there from the cell the unit of life. Chloroplast. Chromoplast. Chromoplast carotene can relate it with we can relate it with the pigment. Amyloplast can store starch. Elaioplast oil and fat. Eleuroplast protein. So which one is the correct match? 191. 2 is the right. A4. Watch it. A4, B3, C2, D1. Okay. So second option. 192. Again matching. Watch it. 192. A3. Organ of Corti, auditory. Then B. Nasal mucosa for smell, olfactory. Taste bud for taste, gustatory. Retina for vision, photon. So which option is the right answer? 192. Match it. 2 is the right answer. 192, 2. Then 193. Which one of the following features are not true for chordates? Heart is dorsal. In case of chordata, heart is ventral. So this is false. Not true. Pharynx is perforated by gill slits. True. Central nervous system is ventral, solid and single. False. Wrong. It is actually dorsal. Postanal tail present. Correct. Notochord is present. Correct. So which are not true for chordate? 193. A and C. Any option is there? Yes, 193. 4 is the right answer. A and C are wrong. Heart is dorsal. Central nervous system is ventral. These 2 are wrong. The other 3 are correct. Okay, 193. Then 194. 2 statements, assertion, reason. Assertion. In human beings, insulin is synthesized as prohormone which needs to be processed before it becomes fully mature and function. You know, in your applications of biotechnology, insulin has 3 sequences A, B, C. C peptide is not needed. Okay, so this assertion is correct. The extra stretch of reason, extra stretch of C peptide is to be removed from A peptide and B peptide chain of insulin. That is a processing. So assertion is correct. Assertion is correct. Reason is correct. And reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Option 3 is the right answer. 194 option 3. 195. 2 statements. When an anopheles, an infected female anopheles mosquito bites, it releases gametocyte of plasmodium into a healthy person. No, it delivers a sporozoite. So this statement is wrong. Statement 2. The female anopheles mosquito takes up sporozoite of plasmodium with blood meal from an infected person. No, it is gametocyte, not sporozoite. Okay, so this statement is also wrong. So 190, 195, the right answer. Both the statements are wrong. So 194, 4 is the right answer. Statement 1 and statement 2 are wrong. 196, again matching type of question. 196, watch it. Puccinia. Puccinia is, we can relate it with wheat rust disease. Okay, so 196, A3. Then B, neurospora, using for genetic and biochemical studies. Then so B4. C2, saprophyte, dead substance. Saprophyte, dead and decaying matter absorbing organism is called saprophyte or saprozoic or saprophyte. Albugo, parasitic fungus on mustard. So A3, B4, C2, D1. 196, option 2 is the right answer. Okay, next. So once again I will repeat. A3, B4, C2, D1. Okay, right. 197. What would be the proportion of light and hybrid density DNA molecule respectively if Messelson and Stoll experiment was continued for 60 minutes? I'll give a clue, a trick, a simple trick, very easy. You know the Messelson and Stoll experiment to prove the semi-conservative DNA replication. You know it. When you take a heavy DNA, N15, heavy DNA, culture it in a N14 light medium, you will get a 2 DNA. Hybrid, one strand with N15, one strand with N14. Mixer type of DNA. Okay, after replication, you will get a 2 DNA, a mixer type, a hybrid. If you conduct again one more replication, this is the first one, this is the second one, you will get 4 DNA. 4 DNA. Out of this 4, 2 are hybrid, N15 and 14. 2 are light. Only N14 and 14. If you conduct one more replication, third replication, you will get 8 DNA. Out of this 8, 2 are hybrid. Just think, always the number of hybrid after any generation or many generations, the number of hybrid should be 2. If the daughter DNA are 64, then the number of hybrid is 2. 62 are light. If 120 DNA are there, produced, then 2 are hybrid, the remaining 126 are light. So here 8 out of 8, 6 are light, 2 are hybrid. Okay, once again I will repeat. In first replication, 2 DNA both are hybrid. Second replication, 4 DNA, 2 hybrid, 2 light. Third replication, 8 DNA, 2 hybrid, 6 light. Fourth replication, just imagine fourth replication, 16 DNA. Hybrid is always 2. Remaining 14 are light. Fifth replication, 32 DNA. 2 are hybrid. So the number of hybrid is constant, 2. Here, that question is saying that 60 minutes. Each replication will take 20 minutes. Okay, so here 20, here 20 minutes, here 20 minutes. How many? Totally 60 minutes. That means 3 replication. So after 3 replication, you will get how many DNA? 8 DNA. Okay, out of 8, how many are light? 6 are light. How many are hybrid? 2 are hybrid. If the question is asking after 5th replication, you will get 32 DNA. 2 are hybrid, 30 are light. Just remember, always the number of hybrid is 2. Okay, clear? If one replication, second replication, third replication, fourth replication, the result is hybrid always 2. Clear? So here the question is asking once again, was the continued for 60 minutes. 60 minutes means 3 replication. So you will get 8 DNA. Out of this 8, 2 hybrid, 6 light. Take the percentage. What is the order? Light and hybrid. How many light? 6 by 8. The percentage is 75%. Hybrid. Take the hybrid. 2 by 8. The percentage is 25%. So which option is the right answer? Third option is the right. 197. 3 is the right. 198. Match the following. Actually, this is taken from one of the question paper, and there is no such clarity clear. You cannot see the options clearly, but you have the question paper with you. You can check it. I will give the answer. 198. Adhering junction, tight junction, gap junction, synaptic junction. The first three are given in structural organization. Last one is given in your neural control. So 198 answer is 3. A2. Adhering junction closely connect two cells together. B1 tight junction prevents leakage. C4 gap junction communication. D synaptic transmission. D4 provides cytoplasmic channel from one cell to adjacent cell for communication. Once again, 198 3. A2 B1 prevents leakage. C4 communication. D3 what is 3? Pass information through neurotransmitters, acetylcholine, etc. So answer is third option. 198 3 is the right answer. 199 two statements, assertion, reason. Read the assertion. The nematode cannot survive in transgenic host which expresses specific interfering RNA. RNA interference, biotechnology. If a plant contains a nematode specific gene, that is a transgenic plant, it can then produce sense and antisense RNA. You know it. Then the nematode cannot attack it. The plant can be saved from nematode parasite, myeloid gain incognition. Okay, if the plant contains nematode specific gene, then this myeloid gain incognition cannot attack the plant. Why? Reason: the nematode specific gene introduced in host produces both the sense and antisense complementary RNA, which initiate RNA interference in the host cell. Assertion is right. Reason is also right. So reason is a correct explanation of assertion. So option 3 is the right answer. Then 200. Last question. If a DNA molecule is shortened by 25 base pairs, how many helical turns will be reduced from its structure? You know, one helix is equal to 10 BP. So just imagine a DNA. You are going to reduce its 25 BP. You are going to reduce its 25 BP. When you remove 25 BP, then how many turns will reduce? That's a question. One turn is 10 BP. So 25 BP if reduced, then you will get or you will lose 2.5 turns. Just imagine 10 BP form one helix. So 25 BP can form 2.5 helix. Okay, so when you reduce 25 BP, you will lose 2.5 helix. So the answer should be 3. 2.5. This is a question paper conducted or test conducted in UAE in biology. Actually, the same test paper is conducted in India also, but the question is different. Paper is different. When you take a comparison, I will tell you one thing. That is, the simple question paper is when compared to the total with the simple question paper is US. The question paper conducted in or the test conducted in UAE is simple but compared to that of India. Okay, the biology paper in India is slightly difficult when compared to your question paper. So this is a simple question paper. So try to analyze your score and just watch your score, and I will pray for you, and best wishes. You will definitely get a seat for MBBS, and my wishes. Thank you for hearing. Okay, thank you.